Yo, what's up? Let's try this again. So my thing glitched out last time. Let me invite my people back. Thank y'all for bearing with us. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Folks, we got the usual suspects in the house. Give us 1 second.
Yeah, freaked out. We talked about how Satan's an energy, bro.
Yeah.
I
Well, not
mean,
today, Satan. You ain't stopping me. It makes me want to work 10 times harder.
yeah, bro. Fuck these 5G towers. Get the shit out of here. Um, but I think what she was trying to say is what makes you think that Satan has any agency over our consciousness, and it's sheerly the fact that nowadays there's so many portals opened by the electromagnetic distortions, like specifically 5G and all these other things, these ways that they can do it. So along with that in the music, it's just way too easy for him to develop a connection to us via portals, literal portals. And then through that, he fucks with you in your dreams to try and make you go on his side of
So,
the
guys, is this an
belief system.
age-old plan? Is this like a plan that's been going on for eons? I mean, the
Yeah,
only way
dude,
I could
this is
see
New
it is that
Babylon.
has to be, right? Yeah, Babylon. It goes back to
This is
everything.
New Babylon, bro.
He's been working
Or you
towards
can
this
even
since the
think of it as
beginning, right?
Atlantis. This is like New Atlantis.
But it's been continual,
No,
right? Satan's been working at this nonstop throughout history.
Yeah, bro, he's always in the
of
cut,
course.
fucking chefing up a new plot, bro.
Beta.
No, Swami.
No,
Beta.
I was asking why you guys call this energy or a vibe. What is it about all these people calling these things energies or vibes?
If they call it a
We are
vibe, they're a
living
new
in,
ager and they're a hippie and they're weird. That ain't us. Just because I got long hair like
but
this, don't think I'm a hippie.
yes, I know, but you guys all, I've all heard you. I mean, we are living in a spiritual and a natural world,
So
right?
what would you call
So
it? What would you
I
call it then?
hear a lot.
What would you call it then?
I call it spiritual. Spiritual.
Well,
Okay.
but yeah,
The same.
it's
See, you're
one and the
one
same thing
way or
because the
the other.
spiritual is unseeable, just like the electromagnetic and the sound spectrum. You can't see it and you can't touch it. You can only feel it. That's why they're technically one and the same. They partake in the same medium, which is the air, the ether. So that's why they call it a vibe. It's wavy. It's I don't know, it resonates with me. That's why we use like science talk now to talk about like semi-spiritual topics.
Okay, well, the thing is, we've got to know that, the Bible tells us Satan is the God of the air.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, he's
You see?
God of the air, but that also
So,
means he's God to the throne, which is the
no, no,
kingdom
no,
of
no,
earth.
no, no. He's only God where he's allowed to be. Now, how was he God of? How did he become God of the world, of this world? Because Adam and Eve gave up their godship. They were made in the image of God, and they were the God of this world. God said
Hey,
to
so
them,
have you ever
I
heard
was
the story that Eve was seduced into what was it called, what are they called, those demons that have sex with you in your dreams or whatever, incubus.
Incubus or a succubus?
Satan was an incubus and he seduced Eve, and from what I hear, that's how she became pregnant with Cain and Abel, and Cain
I
was the seed of
have
Satan.
heard that. I
Cain was the
have
seed of
heard that.
Satan, not Adam.
Well,
Abel
I
was the
have
seed of
heard that,
Adam.
but I believe that's absolute. In my research, I believe that's absolute crap. Excuse me.
Okay.
It's like the Da Vinci Code. You see, we as human beings want to make more of what isn't.
So what happened with Eve and Satan? He seduced her into eating the apple, and then she seduced Adam into doing it, right?
Yeah, right. Now, that was all predestined. God knew that was going to happen. He loved humanity. He wanted a relationship with humanity so much that he knew that was going to happen. He provided a way through Jesus. He knew that was all going to happen. and it would have killed God because, it would have grieved him so much. He walked with us in the garden. He talked with us in the garden. He would have eaten with us in the garden.
Look, you were
And he
naked with
wanted,
your woman, and you were able to. Everything was catered for you. You were just able to go frolic with her all day long, and everything was taken care of. Just don't eat this tree. Don't eat the fruit from this tree. Is all. I
because
can't tell you why. You wouldn't understand because I'm God. Even if I tried, just trust me on this one. I made a perfect paradise for you guys. Go be naked and have fun.
totally.
And they couldn't do it. They had to eat
And
the
you know
apple
why he chose the do you know why he chose the woman? Because we're blooming curious.
because it was
Men
easier, right?
like yes, men like to focus on one thing. Whereas women, he would have been about his business at him, whereas because they said that she had to call him over. Whereas women, we're too blooming curious. I want to know you. I want to know you. I want to know you. And then you put that on top of me being a writer, then you're doubly curious because, and it's that dispensation that I believe God put in women. Now, I could be wrong because we are the nurturers. We need to be curious because we are the nurturers later on in life of our children. We need to stay ahead of them, in other words.
That makes a lot of
And,
sense.
and we need to stay, like I was never the protective mother. I was always the suspicious mother. What are they up to, whereas I wasn't literally fighting against the children. I was fighting against the parents of the children
Mm. Julius,
because
thoughts?
they were so protective over their. Whereas I knew me as a teenager, and I was very. So I think to myself, the woman was picked
Are
because of the dynamics that God. You see, we're equal, but God gave us dynamics. You men need to be leaders. You men were created to be leaders, but not to. I'll give you an example. This is brilliant, right? When my sister got married, her pastor said to her, God didn't make Eve from the head so that Adam can rule over her or vice versa. She can rule over him. God didn't make woo man. See, we're called woman, from the foot, so they Adam could stomp over her or she him. God made Adam, a woman from the rib of Adam so they can be partners and so that they can be walking together in partnership. The book of Galatians says we are equal. There is no longer Jew or Gentile, white or black, male or female. We are one in Christ, but with different dynamics. We
okay. Well, I want to get back to
complement
the
each
dreams a
other.
bit. I want to get back to the dreams a bit. Julius, can you steer us back there at all? Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Because I know you have religious thoughts as well. You can bring up anything you like, bro.
Well, that's actually what I was gonna steer back to. I was gonna say that Eve falling for the serpent is why I think that when we have these dreams, I do believe that Satan is messing with us because he knows what we desire. And when we see people, like I'll give you a great example. You ever met somebody and then when you met them, it was cool, but you wish you could have done it better? You know what I mean? Like, let's say a guy meets a girl, and then he's like, "Oh, what's up, girl?" He like laughs, like all geeky, but he's like, "That was lame," and he wish he could have done it better. Then
Sure.
you go have a dream that night, and then all of a sudden Satan's like, "Oh, he wanted to be better. I got you." So then now that girl or a girl in your dream, and now you're like a lot more smoother. You're all happy. You're touching her, or at least you think you're touching her. Satan knows what you want. So in your dream, he's gonna put that woman in your dream, and you're like, oh, she is fine. And like you're all sleeping doing this. You know what I mean? Like just acting out. So like Satan's messing with you, but it's all trial and tribulation because again, I think that when you're closer to God, you don't have those crazy dreams. You just sleep like it's a
Yeah.
blackout.
Wow.
I have to
Yeah,
because
you're-
disagree.
Logan, any thoughts?
Yeah, I would say so. There's many kinds of dreams, but you can tell the dreams that you get that are satanically influenced. They're the ones that you're
Yes.
being forced to kill someone in the dream. Let's say, like I've had a dream where I actually didn't kill the person; they killed me. So it actually made me respawn, and then I killed them. And there was a bunch of symbolism in the dream that I can't explain here because it'll take forever. But all the things that I was doing was not in my nature. It wouldn't be something I was doing in real life. And it was almost like forcing me to think in a certain way, in a sort of negative, like black Spider-Man, like Spider-Man put the Venom suit on kind of way.
Yeah, I know what you're.
And I was just like not about that. So that's one dream. But then you have the dreams where it's like a past life regression. There's like a light to it. But to go back once again, the dreams influence that are negatively influenced, and they're kind of like trying to drag you into a certain thought form. Would be ones where you're with an ex, you're with a family member, and they're trying to make you do something in the dream, like shit that's really extremely personal for no reason. Like it's extremely personal, and then there's just like this weird like, yeah, I'm with you, son. Let's go get blood donations. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
It's testing your manhood. If you
yeah,
ask me.
what? Like it's
Also-
testing how lucid you are. Like what? Like this isn't a memory. Like I never went and did this, or why are we going to this dungeon? Like just shit like that.
Yeah. Also,
Go ahead,
too,
Julius.
two things. I think another way that Satan would get you in your dream. The biggest thing again, Satan wants you to step into his world, whether it's this reality or the dream. He wants you in that world. He'll get you by stress, anger, depression. All of that is of Satan because it fuels him. He's almost like Aries, but like in the spirit realm, where the more you're depressed, the more you're angry, the more you lust, the more you anything like that, it fuels him to mess with you. And so if you're stressing out
He's
about
like
life,
the Joker.
you said what?
The Joker.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what God does is that when He is seeing that you're in this battle, right? This battle of self. I think what God does is the way He places those angels in your dream. Have you ever noticed that anytime you dream somebody like about family, it's usually like a nice dream, it's like quiet, calm. You know what I mean? Like one time, I had a dream I saw my grandpa. When I saw my grandpa, it wasn't a nightmare. It wasn't some things weren't changing. It was just me and him just talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I almost felt like God was talking to me through my grandpa. So I had like a real pleasant dream because I was relaxed. I was at peace. But when Satan gets to you, it's like things are changing. First you're yourself, then you end up into like a spoon, but you're still talking as if you're
You know
yourself.
why?
Like,
You know
Yeah,
why?
you move rooms.
He's the
and
king
shit.
of the third dimension. He's the king
Yeah.
of the third dimension. So therefore, when he stresses you out or makes you anxious or anything like that, he's lowering your vibrational state. Everything is energy. There is no matter.
and
So
he's
he's keeping
fucking
you
with-
trapped in this density.
He's fucking with the chessboard. Like if you were to imagine, like we're in a Super Mario level. He's fucking up the Super Mario level in the dream and making it like different platforms and everything just to like bewilder you.
yeah.
Yeah, to keep you at this low vibrational
You
state so
see,
you can't
for
elevate and
me,
transcend.
I don't put so much homage on Satan, even though I do believe he brings about dreams. What I put specificness in, if that's a word, is the symbolism of the dream,
Yeah.
right? The symbolism. So let's say you had a dream that somebody died. Well, in a dream, when somebody dies, it can literally mean it's the end of something in your life. Like it might be an end of a job, an end of a
Yeah,
marriage, or it could literally mean um, it's death. It's actually somebody's going to die, but mostly it's symbolism dreams. They symbolize, they're trying to tell you something. And you look, I'm coming from a Bible view perspective.
Oh,
I don't know what happened.
She did.
Can I give you guys a
We got a
theory?
couple requests here, Sawa. I'll bring you back in after I check. Hey, next level, man. I'm going to bring you in just a second, but I'm not sure who this other person is, so I want to hear what they have to say real quick. But Julius, go on, bud.
I'm gonna give you guys a strange theory. What if this reality that
What's
we
up?
live in? What if this
What
whole
up? What
dream
up? What up? How y'all doing tonight?
Somebody go.
Sure.
I can't see this person. There's just a
We
black square.
can't see you, but we can hear you. What's up, Emperor?
How y'all doing tonight?
Good,
All is
good,
well,
man.
sir.
Thanks for
I'm doing
joining.
good and shit, man. I'm just really coming through, and I'm just like hearing y'all conversations and shit about dream and all that and stuff. And before she got off the live and stuff, right? What she's saying is totally like correct and stuff, because in certain dreams and stuff, like a lot of people's got to understand that, yeah, like there are bad dreams and stuff that could be from Satan and stuff, but that doesn't mean every bad dream comes from Satan.
no.
Maybe sometimes that bad dream is giving you a warning or something. And I was like,
No,
yo, and stuff like,
that's what I was trying to say. There's a very
stay
clear,
away from this person,
there's a
or
very clear
just stay
distinction
away from the
between the two.
situation.
What's that, Logan?
There's a very clear distinction between the two. Like, let's say there's one where there's a repeating dream where you, like, this is one that I used to have, where my parents leave the car and the car goes down this big ass hill. It has insane vertical, and then I just shoot down and fly into the ocean. And until I grow up in the dream and learn how to like force myself to grow up in the dream, I actually just had to keep getting this dream, and it didn't stop until I grew up in the dream and stopped the car.
Until you became an alpha male.
Yeah, basically, like taking control of my life. And that's not a dream wielded by Satan, because he wouldn't try to encourage, the divine masculine.
God told me it was my crucible. And these sound like mini crucibles to me. A necessary conditioning to prepare you for the role you chose before being birthed into this life, he said.
Yeah.
So this is what I was saying. I think that, even in dream, I think God puts certain people in your dream because he's seeing that you're battling with self. That's what I think it is, because again, when you stress in life, depression or anything like that, as of the anger, essentially, then you're gonna deal with those battles in those dreams. You're gonna constantly be jumping through like all these holes in the dream. But if you breathe and take the time to just let everything go, then I sometimes think that in those little bad dreams, God will put somebody there to kind of smooth it all out so that you can connect with that person. And it's like you're talking to God, but through someone else as a vessel. You know what I mean? So then when you wake up, you feel refreshed. You don't feel like you're sweating. You don't feel like your heart's rate pumping. You just wake up like it's a brand new day.
Emperor, any thoughts?
Oh, well, yeah. Like, that's the thing. I felt like when it all comes down to it and stuff, like, like there's like dreams that are sometimes like, like you think, oh, wow, like these dreams are like so real, but then come to find out it's not necessarily what it seems, because sometimes a dream is just a dream. And so, but, like some people, when they have dreams, like they're given signs. And so, whether if it's by God or whether if it's by the angels of God. And that's the thing that some people have to understand, is that sometimes if a dream is bad, it's like, don't necessarily focus just on like the severity of it, but like try to like focus on,
What it actually was saying.
or why is it, yeah, so like what is it talking about? Like what is the backstory to this? It's like it's cool, right? Because like how you say, right, like there's things, right, that are satanic, but they don't appear as satanic. Because like when we're talking about something satanic and stuff, right? Like a lot of people will point to like the Hollywood version of like satanic and stuff with all the demon art and all this other
Yeah, no, it's more complex.
crap and stuff to try to like exaggerate what satanic is. It's like that's not even just what satanic
Yo,
is.
can I give an example?
Satanic can come into the form of something that you think might be good, but it's not.
Yo, let me give an example, bro. Like, I had this dream. This is a dream I was talking about, not the one with the car crash. 'Cause I had that when I was like 4, like really young. I was like a kid, and it just like stayed with me. This dream, I don't know where I was, but I feel like I was in Mexico for some reason by a beach, and we're at this farm, and I was with this ghetto ass motherfucker, like this guy, and I guess this is like in the future, I don't know, and he was farming axolotls. Okay, axolotls are these salamanders that exist in the water for their whole lives, and they never like evolve like lungs. They don't get
What the?
but these axolotls, some of them, 1 in 5,000 axolotls. I think it's even more than like less likely. 1 in 5,000 will actually evolve and then just go against the grain and like gain gills and move to the next terrestrial plane.
What the?
So it's like Christ, if you know what I'm saying.
Mind blown, bro.
Anyway, so I was thinking about that because it was in this show. Anyways, like it was in this show where it was like a code. Like if you reversed it, he says axolotl and then some shit. So and I was really into like herpetology as a kid. Like I was like into like amphibians and just studying amphibians. So I just knew a lot about salamanders in the first place. But in this dream, this guy's farming them, and he's like, "Yeah, we eat them." And I'm like, "What?" And because I'm not like lucid in this dream, I'm just like, all right. And he's like, yeah, we kill them by pissing on them. And I'm like, what?
And then you eat it?
Yeah,
What
no,
the?
this guy pees on them, pees in the fucking pool of these fish, and they just die from
And then he
his
eats
piss.
that shit. What the hell?
And then he washes them off after they burn in his piss. And then eats them with his family, and I'm sitting there at the table, like looking at this plate of like salamander meat.
So, bro, what did you take from that dream? What did that
So
mean?
it kept going, dude. So then it shifted after that because that didn't work, and I was in this Minecraft world with like satanic like metal music playing, and I was like, I don't know, like running around this Minecraft world, and that didn't work either on me. So they put me into an extremely vivid like rich person house. And I was with my friend's brother for some reason, his older brother, and he was telling me how he didn't feel normal after getting the vaccine. And I was like explaining to him about like Satan and just like what's going on with that and just that whole situation. And then he flips out on me while we're in the car and he like crashes it and then he like kills me. And because I like gave him mercy at the last moment, the dream repeated, like rewinded back before we were in the car, and I was still conscious of what happened. So then, when I had the chance to kill him, I killed him when the car crashed, and then the dream ended. It was like Satan made me like learn my lesson. It was just so like piss on people who want to be Christ. That's just axolotls. That's the 1 in 5,000 become extraterrestrial, and kill people that are under my influence.
Holy hell, bro. Julius, thoughts? I'm speechless.
I know that's a lot to take in, man. That's a lot to take in. That's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
I do think that we should pay attention, regardless of what's happening with our dreams, we should pay attention because sometimes you just never know what the dream's trying to tell you. I mean, I had a dream recently where it was a gloomy day, but even though it was gloomy, I'm watching all the branches like grow trees. Like I'm watching the way it grows, like a time lapse. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching things happen, like flowers blooming from start to finish. It was super crazy how I'm watching these things just unfold. And I was like, why on this gloomy day? You know how you have those filters that's like black and white, but that red shines through?
Yeah.
It was like that. It was a gloomy day, like a black and white, but the trees were green, the flowers were yellow. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, why am I seeing like a black and white kind of filter, but the trees and the flowers are colorful? What does that You know what I mean? It's like
And
things
I
like
think to
that.
myself, what a
Yeah, I mean,
wonderful
you're just looking at the life
world.
force.
Right? Yeah, it's weird. I was gonna tell you guys something pretty freaky, if that's okay. Um, so this is like not like a dream, but this literally happened to me. I cannot explain it, but it happened to me. All right. So I was having a dream, but then I woke up. Right. Now sometimes when you're awake, you still think you're dreaming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I woke up. I thought I was still dreaming, but I was actually like I was awake. But I was laying sideways, like facing, like how I'm facing you guys. I was facing my room. So I woke up and it felt like someone was next to me. It was weird. Like it felt like a body was like on me, like holding me, like how like boyfriend and girlfriends do. It was like that, and I was like sitting here, like kind of. I felt like weird. I was like, what kind of spirit is in here, right? So I had to ask. I asked the spirit. I was like, I was curious. I said, "Are you a female?" If it's a male, I'm.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get
So
the fuck out of here.
asked the spirit. I said, "Are you a female?" Right? It was the craziest thing. First of all, before that even happened, I'm laying down, right? As I look to the side, my blanket did a wave like this, like almost like there's like a leg moving. So it's like this weird little like wave, and I was like, "What is going on?" I was still sitting there like, "What do I do?" And I was like, "Are you a female, bro?" I swear, I felt a chin on my back go, or say yes or something like that, right? Like I felt like the answer like on my back. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Like it was super trippy, bro. I was like, I got spirits in my house, man.
So everybody wants to know, did you get busy with this female?
No, this was not like Ghostbusters. This was no Ghostbusters. And I was like, my eyes rolled backwards. It was nothing like that. My pants didn't get undone. My belt didn't come off. It wasn't no Ghostbusters, bro. I was
That's
just
my
laying
story.
down.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was laying down. I looked back. I saw my blanket go like this. It was a wave in my blanket. It wasn't me. My legs were flat, and my blanket waved like this. I was like, "Are you a female?" And I felt the chin on my back go like this, and I was like, "Bruh, this is some freaky stuff." Like, yeah, it's a female. I'm not gonna sit here and get along with a spirit, get busy with a spirit, bro. That's like really weird. But it was just crazy to me how that happened. You mean like that happened? Like, and this wasn't the first time this happened. When me and my daughter came home one time from getting groceries, we had this paper towel, right? We put the paper towel on top of the fridge. Mind you, it's on top of the fridge. It wasn't leaning over. It was on top of the fridge. I was away from the fridge. She was in the living room. She went to ask me a question, and as I looked at her, the paper towel just fell off the fridge. It wasn't on the edge or nothing like that. It just fell off the fridge.
What the?
And I was like, bruh, we got spirits in this house. Probably why it's so cold in here all the time.
Hey, Emperor, I love having you. You should come back anytime. Do you have any like final thoughts? Because I want to bring in my one buddy. He's been trying to get in for a while.
Well,
God.
they kind of touch on the dream part and stuff, right? Like there was like a particular dream that I had, whatnot and stuff, right? Because like I kind of like just like talked to this friend online in like Canada and stuff, right? So like we've been talking for like years and stuff, and it was weird, right? I had like this one like weird dream where it's like for some reason like she didn't really feel like her family wasn't like supporting her and stuff, right? And it was just weird because it's like it was in the dream. It was basically trying to tell me some stuff, right? So I just like I brought up the dream to her and stuff. Like a couple days later, I was like, "Yo, like stuff. Like I had like this dream and say yada yada and stuff, right?" And then she was just like, "Wait, what?" And then like she basically was all like, "Well," in my just this right here is her saying this. She's like, "Well," and stuff. For like the past couple of weeks, I felt like no one was really supporting me. But it was the thing though. Like I just didn't realize like deep down that she actually felt like that. That was the thing.
Amazing.
And it was a crazy dream. But like there's just like a bunch of like signs that like I don't like saw, not just necessarily from like my friend, but it's like in like many like situations and stuff. It's just like and then it just literally happens like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that's why we got to talking about this. There's something significant about dreams. It's not just like you can try to write them off and dismiss them, but Julius and I we've been pondering this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can throw one thing out real quick, okay. This has been my theory, right? Now, mind you, I do believe in God. I believe that, he's always guiding us, but I've always had this theory. What if there was what the life that we're living now, that this is the dream, like the Matrix almost. Like what we're living is the Matrix, and the dreams that we see is actually reality. But because it's so chaotic, we can't handle it. And that's the reason why we're always freaking out, overreacting this and that, because we cannot handle that chaotic world. So we're constantly being tested with those dreams so that in reality, should something happen, whoever like made us and created us, we can't handle that. That's why we have like certain things that happen. Like look at Canada, look at France, and all these government doing these crazy things. We see it, but we're kind of like desensitized. Oh my God, I can't say the word. But you get where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
But we're so used to that. If anything got even more chaotic, it would just be terrible for us. I think we'll end up killing each other off. But I think there's somebody that calls himself God, and like we're all in these like tubes, like all just in these tubes, just laying there being fed information every single day, right? Based on the algorithms and what we do in our life. All of that is being programmed to know how we should navigate. If you get a Skycam video and look at the traffic and how people move, we always go in the same direction. It's like this or it's like this. Every time. There's no like difference, like left, right, up, and down. There's no different direction. It's not like it's constantly changing. We're in the exact same direction every single time. You know how people say, I go to work, school, go home, Netflix, tomorrow is the same thing over again. In the exact same location. You drive in the exact same way. You don't take no routes. You just go the exact same direction. That's how it is. We're so programmed to only move in certain directions. This is why in dreams, you're everywhere. Because there's no direction. It's unlimited. You can do whatever you want, right? Like a metaverse. So in a way, we could have been living the metaverse before it actually came out. We're just being told this is a new thing. We could have been living it the entire time.
A metaverse inside the metaverse you're suggesting.
Yeah, just like in Rick and Morty.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, bro, that's in a way what's happening, but you have to remember the place outside of reality is everything at once. So when our consciousness goes into it, we're able to just make it whatever we want. But as soon as multiple consciousness are in there, it's like a battle. It's like multiple Neos like just hit the road, right? It's not like you become God. It's more like you become like an angel.
Hey, Emperor, thanks for joining us again, bro. I'm going to drop you so I can bring in my buddy. Feel free to come in anytime, request a live. It was great having your input, man.
Alrighty then, Nicole, man. Y'all have a nice night.
You too. God bless.
You too.
You know, it's like being an angel in training. That's what it's like having these experiences. You're just trying to grasp your capabilities, like your ability to like do flips and shit like that, and like climb stuff, and that's gonna shitty blacked out.
Hey, did we lose Julius?
Yeah.
What's up?
I don't know what happened.
What's up, brother? Julius, I'm bringing you back in if you can hear me. What's up, my man?
Bro, you gotta stay in the sun and crystallize, bro. That's all it is.
Crystallize. Go on.
That's all.
Expand on that.
That's all it ever was. But I'm just touching base on what you guys are talking about. Like, you know, a lot of it was getting misconstrued and going back to God and going back to this and going back to that with, you know, the other people. But like realistically, man, like we all know that it's vibration, energy, and frequency. You know what I mean? So what I believe is that through my own experiences and through the stuff that you guys have been talking about, is that like if you're at a certain frequency when you're going to sleep, before you go to sleep, say if you've been watching things on the internet that you shouldn't be watching, or you're operating from a lower self, or you haven't got over something, then you're going to be going into that type of energy when you go off to the other dream state. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, you gotta have your chakras aligned. By all means, it's of course the case. Sometimes it's just people around. There's things that can affect your vibe at all times. You could be totally spiritually enlightened and crystallized, as he said.
yeah.
But there's always,
Yes.
it's like running into a wild Pokemon. There's always a chance that when you run into the grass of the subconscious,
Gonna fuck you up.
they don't. I mean, dreams don't fuck you up that bad. It's just more of like sometimes you have a dream that's like trying to just taint your ass. And I've seen people become possessed, man. It's not merely a thing of like having bad boo boo dreams. It's like really some spiritual shit.
So what do you think that is? Where do you think that comes from?
Saying all of that, within saying all of that, man, I want to tell you like two different types that I've experienced. In a lower form, when I've been caught up in the lower form as a male and delving into this and that and the other, you know what I'm talking about. Like, and I'll go through a phase where I'm trying to break that cycle of no, like, what do you call it?
Smashing hoes?
Jizz
Smashing
coin.
them?
Jizz coin.
Yeah,
Jizz coin, you know what I mean?
Jizz coin.
And
The future.
I may as well plug it while I'm here. But literally, like you're avoiding that at all costs, and then because you're constantly thinking about that and focusing on not doing it, things kept on coming to me like dark things in that dream state,
Temptations.
and then I'd wake up,
Temptations, right?
and I'd wake up, bro, like, oh my god, I don't want to let it go, and then I could sometimes not, I could pull it back in. So I was getting attacked by certain things because maybe I was vibrating that I didn't want to let it go, so something was coming for me to try and suck it out, a succubus, or it was normally it wasn't a man doing it.
No homo, ladies.
Yeah. So with that being said, then there's another type where I believe that we can kind of connect to someone else in our dreams, not astrally. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's emotional body, maybe it's light body, maybe it's celestial body. I don't know. But I've hugged people in a dream, and then I'm walking the dog 9 hours later, not even, and my brother's at the door going, she's at the door. What the fuck does she want?
Bro,
who is this?
I don't know if you
And then
were
it was
listening
her.
at the beginning, but I have this friend, and she's the first one I was bringing this up, but she indulged me. We were set to find out if two people can experience the same dream. Like if we could go through a dream together. And we started doing it to a point that we would wake up in the morning and write down our dreams and compare them. And dude, we were experiencing the same dream repeatedly, over and over again, each night.
You're connected. You're connected some way, somehow.
We both tried to do it, and it happened.
Do you guys think it's possible not only to have the same dream, but do you think it's possible to bring one another into your dream?
Yeah, I believe so.
At least their
I definitely think so.
personalities, and then just their personalities alone, like using their alias, their proxy of their personality, that tugs their life string, their quantum string, and then the next day they realize that you had a dream about them in some way.
Yep.
Vibrationally.
But what?
Like for an example, I just want to tell you a quick story that happened last night. I was in a scenario at a party, and I don't go to parties, like, you know what I mean? But I got invited to go to a high vibe, like I don't want to say that word, but there was astrologists there was witches there was healers there was people that know, and I got invited to this thing. And anyway, like, cut the long story short, I was surrounded by people on drugs, on alcohol, and guys that like guys were touching me all over, up my leg as I was talking to people, and I was
what the?
No, and I was blocking it out because energetically I wasn't there, but physically I was.
It's just the
so
tip.
I was like,
it's
okay,
just the tip. I'm gonna zone out. I'm gonna be somewhere else. It's just the tip.
Exactly. So what happened is that a woman that I know, she goes, "Oh, I had a dream about you. You're right. Like last night, she had something come to her at like that time of the morning, and it gave her a message. And I was in a fucking dark place, man. I wasn't doing dark shit, but that's what I'm saying. Like that energy if people are connected to you, they can feel it 100%.
It's like we're
Wow.
all like NPCs. Just think of it as a metaphor, like a template of thought. We're all like NPCs in a video game, but we are players at the same time. But just keep with me, where we're all a
Go ahead.
part of the source code that we walk on, right? We're
Non-playable
all
character for you old people out there like me, you old timers. NPC.
yeah.
Non-playable character. Julius,
So
thoughts?
as an
Oh, go ahead, Logan. Go
NPC,
ahead, Logan.
we are directly made or formulated by the source code, which formulates everything around us as well, right? That would be like the dark matter. So because we are connected to this energy, it's like water. It's like a fluid kind of consciousness that creates like I said, the mycelial network or the internet, the ethernet.
Like it's like cerebral fluid, like when you're in, or like the fluid in your mum
Yeah,
when you're in the
but
womb.
if of the earth, so that it connects, no matter where they are on the chessboard, right? Your strings connecting you to this person through however you're connected are always there.
Of course.
Julius, thoughts, buddy? Go ahead.
Well, that's what I was gonna agree with Logan on was the whole NPC thing because that's what I was trying to say earlier was that what if we were all just kind of like in these little tubes and somebody is like controlling us like a puppet master and we are NPCs like it's almost like playing like Grand Theft Auto. Like you get your player, you want to go shoot some basketball, or you're gonna go and
We
work
were
out, you gotta do a mission.
we were given free will and consciousness by God, but Satan is still able to take control over certain people.
Because he can
Well,
manipulate.
because
He
they
can
allow
manipulate
him.
like.
They allow him through
Well,
manipulation.
one, they allow him, and two, they don't know any better, right? The saying is like
Yeah,
a vampire can't break into your house. It has to either either let it come in after it knocks,
yeah,
or just say
yeah.
nothing when you open the door.
Say, fuck off, not today, Satan.
Yeah, and then it'll.
So it's like what C3 was saying, man, is that like it's the 3D material world. So if you're caught up in all your materialistic bullshit and you're a puppet, like you're being controlled without even knowing. Like if you're falling for the nice clothes and the fancy cars and the fucking devil shit, then good luck to you. You know what I mean? Like less is more. The less you have, the more you have. You know what I mean? You got more knowledge. You got less attachments. You know what I mean? You don't have responsibility for, and you don't have like you're not holding on to all the bullshit. You know?
Yeah, and to speak on that real quick, I know it's a little off subject, but there's a reason. This is just my theory. It's the reason why people do that. I especially know why single people do it, why they get all the material things. Just to go on this
Yeah.
little tangent real quick, the reason why you see like women who get nice cars or men who get nice cars is because when they're single, they want to show that they're doing fine. So they get the most expensive things, get the most nicest clothes because they want to show that they can take care of themselves. This is why women are attracted to men. They're really attracted to the resources, and then the personality comes second. So when a man has a nice car, I'm not talking about like he's trying to compensate. I'm talking about he like genuinely bought a nice car because he can afford it, right? He gets a nice car, he wears nicer clothes, he grooms himself nicely. A woman will see that and be more attracted to him because in her mind, oh, he had to acquire all of that somehow. He must have resources. So because of those resources, she can now want to get with him because I can start a family because he has the resources to do it.
He provides provisions for
Yeah,
people like himself, and he might be able to do that well for me.
but what if his energy is completely fucked and she can't pick up on it? If she picks up on it, then he's fucked.
Well, not really, because let's say he's a jerk, right? See, women like that because to them it's homework. It's something that they can challenge on and try to change.
Yeah, but
It's the beauty in the
that's
it's the
not
like
women. That's not the women.
Jordan Peterson says it's
You
the
know?
beauty in the beast fantasy, where a
Yeah.
woman meets a man and she wants to. He's a beast. He's untamed. He's wild. He's an asshole.
The
Whatever.
payment.
And she
Yeah.
trains him, or she
Yeah.
brings him around to being the husband she wants, or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the wrong woman. You want are the woman that I'm like focused on is and that I'm drawing at the moment is and attracting, sorry, is my reflection. I don't want anything that's not my reflection. You know what I mean?
Well,
If some woman's from lower self and I can see she vibrating, giving me those eyes like she's vibrating from that lower part, and that's all she wants, I ain't fucking with it.
Well, let me
Like, that's just me personally, you know?
let me explain that real quick. Because see, okay, this comment right here. There are a lot of women that aren't interested in one bit in the man financial status. We're not talking about gold diggers. I want women to understand
No, I'm not
this,
talking about that.
right? We're not talking about gold diggers. We're simply
No, we're not
talking
talking about
about the resources. I'm not saying that women like a man with a nice car.
that.
There are gold diggers out there that simply want it for material
Yeah.
so they can look like a trophy next to the man. I'm talking about this. This is what I honestly believe. Every single woman on this planet who gets with a guy really wants a guy because of the resources. Because men are the providers. And how can we provide if we don't have the resources to do it? So a woman looks to that because she naturally really wants to be a mother, but she wants to make sure she gets the guy who's able to not only take care of himself, but can pull off that he can take care of others.
So,
We're almost
so
like
that she's able to
we're almost-
nurture. She doesn't have to do the providing and the protecting and all
Yes.
that. She's able to be her natural nurturing self, and that's evolution. That's just nature. I'm with you, Julius.
right.
So when they come across a beta, they're just like, nah. Like, it's just...
Well,
So here's
beta
the
buck.
thing. Here's the thing. Even when it comes to men who are beta males, right? Women will sometimes. So women who are insecure about themselves, they'll take on the betas because they will validate them. But the women will only take the validation for so long because she wants. Because all women, I'm going to say every single woman, they swear they're like God on earth. Like everything about them is just they are God. Everybody wants them, but that's because it's the ego. They have a really big ego. So they'll take on the beta males because the beta males will constantly say, "You're beautiful, you're this, you're that." Meanwhile, while he's validating her, she's chasing after the guy who's not validating her.
Who don't give a fuck.
Well, here's
Who
the thing.
don't
It's
give
called
a
beta
fuck.
bucks. A man's either an alpha fuck or a beta buck to a woman. An alpha fuck is somebody who she desires instinctively. She gets revved up, turned on. She wants to have sex with that guy. She'll break rules to have sex with an alpha fuck. A beta buck is somebody who eventually over time when the looks maybe start degrading and she starts realizing, wow, I've been favored big time because I'm so hot. And now I'm like losing that and it's only looking worse for my future. She quickly tries to find herself a beta buck who will provide provisions and whatnot, but he's not sexually attractive to her at all. She'll throw him some pussy sometimes, like to keep him fucking satisfied or on the line, but it's never an alpha fuck animalistic kind of sex. She'll go find herself an alpha, and she grows to resent the beta over time because if a woman is forced to wear the pants and become like the man, they always will resent the man for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she'll give him the sex. I don't condone this, but she'll give him the sex, but it'll be like the missionary style with the alpha. She'll do oral. She'll eat his booty.
Anything he wants.
Anything
he wants. She'll break the rules, bro. Yep.
Right.
He's
The only
in
reason why she
control.
does that. The only reason why she does that is because she wants to break him. And the moment he becomes a beta, it's no longer a challenge, and she on to the next.
Great point, bro.
Yeah,
Great point.
Yeah, sideline motherfuckers. Those guys that are on the bench. Yeah, we see it.
They're a beta buck in her eyes. He's a provider, a provisioner, but in no way am I sexually attracted to him. If I can find and it's called hypergamy. Women always look for something that's equal or higher than their status in the social hierarchy. It's well understood. So if she can find a better provider and provisioner, she's gonna move to them. She's just taking that while she can, because
Like if you look at it this way, if you're the guy in the room that's like, I don't know, say if you're like, this is an example, you're dressing fairly clean, you're taking care of yourself, whatever, you're in this energy of your own little world and you're just sipping tea and just doing your own thing. And then there's like a group of women in there and then they look at you or whatever and you don't give a fuck. You're just focused on that moment of yourself and that tea and your own energy and your own vibration and you don't care. Then they're just like, fuck that. It's him there. You know what I mean?
Agree.
And then and then other guys are like this. They're like, oh, but those chicks, like you're with other guys at a different stage, and all the guys are like hungry, and you're the guy in just with his tea. It's that guy. You know what I mean?
Why? So, like for me, I'm wearing a sweatshirt and sweats right now, right? I can walk into, I don't know, I can walk into a Chipotle, right? Just wearing this. But if my energy is giving off like I'm not lusting over women. I'm there to get my
Yes.
food. And some other guy behind me is looking well cut, nice haircut, car like shiny black like Batman. And I just come in there with my sweats on, and he sees the chick like the cashier. He's like, "Oh, what's up, girl? What the woo?" She's gonna know that he's just trying to get into my pants. Meanwhile, I'm like, "Yeah, can I just get my burrito?" And let's say she's trying to be nice to me, like, "Oh, can I get you anything else?" Yeah, let me get a drink. She's gonna be more attracted to that because I'm not validating her in any way. I'm not effing her or nothing like that. So she's more interested
You
in
don't give a
me
fuck.
than the guy who does have it all.
Because they're coveted by like 95%
100%.
of men. Women don't understand at all that from puberty onwards, they can literally have sex anytime they want with a handful of suitors to choose from. Men can never do that. Men have to earn every sexual encounter. So when you're indifferent to women like that, when they're coveted by most other guys, they drool all over them or whatever. I learned this from a young age. They start noticing you. And the hotter the girl, the better that works.
Can I address this comment real quick?
Yeah.
So this comment says, "This is hilarious. Men talking about what women want. How about asking the women? Listen, I'm not saying women, you guys don't know. Like here's the reason why we know what women want. We've had experience. It's anecdotal, but we've had experience with women. I've had experience with women. It's all the same. If you ask a woman what she wants, she will lie straight to your face. I just want a guy to treat me right. You don't want that. You want
No.
a guy
They want
we know for sure can take care of a village.
and
Great point.
security.
Great
Most
point.
older women I've been with, because I've been with a lot of older
They
women,
want,
they want security.
I'm sorry. They want that D.
They want security, man. They want security, man. Straight out.
Yeah,
Older
and
women
That's
do,
it.
yeah. Older women want security. Younger women don't understand what they have until they don't have it anymore. And then it's called the wall. When they hit about 30 or 35, 40, they're like, oh, shit. My looks aren't going as far as they used to, and I didn't realize how much I was favored because of them. So they start freaking out.
So here's the problem. Now, mind you, let me talk to all the women who are watching right now, right? Here's the thing. I'm not dissing you. I'm not trying to diminish who you are. I'm only speaking on this based on my experience. I don't know you personally. You don't know me personally, and that's fine.
Yeah,
But the
if you don't
reason
fall
why
into
I
these
know,
categories, if we're wrong, that's okay. Sorry, we're not trying to offend you.
yeah, yeah.
So
This is by
so
no means.
let's go back on to I want each and every one of you to talk about one of the deepest dreams you've
Well,
had.
real quick,
Let's get
Julius,
back
finish
on
your thought. What were you going to say about women? Because I want to hear that. And then we'll do
Oh,
that for
okay.
sure.
So all I'm gonna say with this,
Go.
for all the women who are watching right now, I'm not dissing you. I'm not trying to bring you down or nothing like that. The biggest problem that we have right now when it comes to these conversations, a lot of women don't like this kind of conversation because they think that we don't know what they want because I'm a woman. How can you know me? The thing
Because
about
it
it
blows
is,
up their spot, Julius. It blows up their spot, man. That's why they don't like these convos.
I know, and listen, I understand. All I'm asking the women who are watching, just have an open mind. Now, we're not going to stay in the topic for too long, but just have an open mind. The thing about women is that at a young age, when they watch these movies with princesses and things like that, at a young age, they already think they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, and this and that. So when men validate that, it boosts their ego, and as they get older, that's why they imitate things from TV and movies, celebrities, their favorite, whoever they watch. They imitate that. That's why every girl dresses the same. Booty shorts, short skirts, lipstick, all this and that. Because they see it on TV, they see it in magazines, they see the influencers, the celebrities, they see all that and they imitate it. And so when they go out into the world, they know that men are looking at them. But the one man who's not, that's the one they focus on. Because why is he not validating me? Why is he not looking my way? I need to know what about this guy right here and change him. And once he changes him and he does validate her, she gets bored and then goes on to the next guy.
Julius, it's like this. It's like I turn every head I walk by, man, woman, or otherwise, since I became a woman. And this man can't even be bothered to notice I exist. Everybody notices I exist. I'm going to make him notice I exist. I'm going to make him want me. And if you play your cards right, young man, you got yourself a 10.
And then real quick. But real quick, I was gonna say, the real women are the ones who know their place. So what I mean is, they know that as a single woman, they're gonna take care of themselves financially, get a job, whatever the case may be. Once they get with a man, they know that the man, you know, I hate to use this word, but they know the man is more superior because we're just different. You know, we're built with masculinity, and women are built with more of the emotions. So when they get with a man that they want to marry, real women know that they're the ones to stay at home with the children once they have kids, and the man goes out and work. So there are real base women out there who know their role, but not many women want to do that because since the whole women's suffrage and giving the right to vote and things like that,
I don't need no man.
right? They've been told, yeah, exactly. They've been told that they don't need no man. They can be independent. Beyonce said, "Who runs the world, girls?" And every woman took that to heart. Do you know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
real women, the base ones, they know that they are the submissive ones. That the men should be the one to provide and they nurture. No one's saying they gotta shut the f up and be on shackles. You just know your place when it comes to marriage. As a single
Bro,
person, you do what you want. But in marriage, you know that the man is the one to provide and you're the one to nurture. Those are the real women out there. In my
bro,
opinion, ones who are
candidly,
Christian,
deep
fear
down
God.
inside, all women, candidly, in my experience, and again, the harder the woman, the more this seems to apply, they want to find a man that they can trust to be submissive to. They want to be in that submissive state. It's not even a fetish. It's just like that's nature. If you ask me.
Mm.
And again, there's outliers. I'm not trying to put all women in this box. Like if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. I'm not, I'm not trying to force it. This is just my and Julius's observations.
Right. Yeah, that's all it is. Again, this is nothing to try to. I'm not trying to diminish women. This is just an observation. Now listen. You want me to be transparent when it comes to men? The reason why men lose in relationships because they're validating women too much. This is why I learned about the nice guy thing. See, I thought that if you were nice, I mean, I genuinely treat people nice either way, but I thought if you were nice to women, that's the way to go because you're being respectable. I didn't realize that to women being nice, they know that, oh, he's being nice to me because he likes me and he wants something from me. And most nice guys act like that. That's the problem with men today. When they're nice to women, because they want something from them. Like, if I'm nice to her, maybe I'll cop a boob. Maybe I can get a kiss or squeeze a booty. You know what I mean? Like,
Beta.
you know what I mean? So, but the thing is that it's not so much about whether you're nice or not. It's about how you stand firm. And quite frankly, not only do most women get attracted to resources, but they get attracted to the man who does not validate them. And it's not that they go look for that necessarily, but they can just see that he's about business and that he's going to treat her the same way he'll treat his male friends. And that's the respect that she would show him because she's like, wow, he's not just lusting after me. He likes me, but he also has his business. He came first before he got with me. And so she's going to always respect that. And when he does spend time with her, that's when she'll like him even more because she's missing him so much. And when he does make time, it's like that's the most valuable time there is. So she'll like him even more. If a beta male gets with a woman and he spends so much time with her because she wants him around all the time, it's because she wants the validation 24/7. And the more he's around, the less she's attracted to him. The less he's around, the more she's attracted to him. But she's seeing less of him because she knows that he's on this purpose.
Yeah, it's all about being on your purpose. It's about having something in life that you're doing that takes your sole focus. And a woman cannot come through and take that focus. And when they see
Can't.
you doing that, truly doing that, and you're indifferent to women because of it, that's when you're attracted to them. You can't be playing games because women see through that. They're very good and adept at picking up on emotional shit. That's why they shit test us all the time just to see like if he's really what he says he is. But if you're truly living that way, they sense that and you'll have to bat them off. You can have your pick.
Like it's like what people taught me, man, along the journey that I've been on, and it's like this stuff can't be taught. What certain people that I know, it has to be lived. It's lived. It's not taught. Day to day, week by week, book by book, research by research. It's like we walk the streets and live this shit. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys do too, because you guys on a similar wavelength. But it's like what Julius was saying, he noticed the vibrations of the guy at the store when he was buying the food and the drink, and the woman like was turned off by that because he was like flashy and desperate and wanting it, and he was just buying food, and the woman was like, hang on a minute, it's something about that guy that just doesn't give a fuck. He's in his own element. And when you're in your own element, in your own, you know, you got your crown above you, your crown, you know, all the way fucking down, and you've got that temple, people just respect that guy in the room that's got it all in tune. They just know.
Yeah.
And when someone's intact and aligned, people are like, I fuck with that guy. I don't know who the fuck that is, but how does these cafe owners know this guy? How is he talking to everyone? And how does he get his coffee before everyone when we've all been waiting? And he's the fucking man.
Right.
And you got to be the fucking man, you know? Like
two things, Seth. Let me give you an example. When I used to work at Six Flags, I was doing security. And when you're focused on your purpose, whether that may be a job or your own business, when you're focused on your purpose, that's when you become in your element, because your job becomes like a work of art. And you want to treat that like it's the best thing you ever did. Like let's say I'm the person who washes cars, right? I'm gonna make sure that the cars are always shining. That's like my baby. You know what I mean? I'm always focused on that. I want to get better at it. I'm gonna do like research on it, how I can clean cars. Like whatever you're doing in your life, you're focused on that. When you're focused on that, that's when you're in your element, and people can see that, because you're not just that you take pride, but you know you do pat yourself in the back and say, "Man, I'm glad I taught myself these things, because now I'm a better person. I can do better now because I'm focused on this." So when you navigate through life, people can see that you're just like that guy who's like humming happy tunes in his head. They just see that based on your aura. So when I used to work at Six Flags, I was always about my job, like being the best security guard, making sure I talk to everybody, interact with everybody. People can see that. So when they saw that, my friend would tell me all the time. I never believed it, 'cause I didn't pay attention. He was like, every time a girl walks by, she always smiles at you. She never smiles at me. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, that right there. You don't pay attention. And so that's why they pay attention to you. I was like,
yo,
I guess. What up, man?
What up, Julius? What's up, brother? How you guys doing?
All
Good,
is
man. You got any
well.
thoughts?
Real quick. I want to address the comment that Nick had pinned. Somebody said they just learned about shit testing. Real quick. So, well, I know you probably think shit testing. No, this is what it means. What it means is that women do this whether they know it or not. Some know they do it, some don't. What they do is they shit test you. I'll give you a great example.
see if you slip up. To see if you slip up on your shit.
Exactly.
To see if you're an alpha or a beta.
Yeah. So a good example would be, let's say your girlfriend's mad, right? If you go to her and say, hey, why are you mad? Like, what's wrong? You want to talk about it? That's like something a female would do. And so she's purposely testing you to see how you react. It's messed up, but they do it.
It's not that messed up. It's really not that messed up once you realize it. And I laugh at them, and it's funny. What's messed up is when you catch them in a blatant manipulation, and it's like, dude, it's not a big deal. I'm laughing. If you just own it, we can get past this. They doubled down, and they say that they weren't doing it. That's what's messed up.
But that's what I'm saying. Even calling them out.
So what turns them on is what you're saying. What turns them on is being like, yeah, cool, where's my coffee? Like that.
Yeah. So let's say she's mad, and then like you can tell she's something wrong with her. Don't even ask her what's wrong. Just treat her like a normal day. Just say, hey, want to get some food? She's like, I'm not hungry now. Okay, cool. Just be super calm about it. Don't purposely do it, but just be natural. And
Indifference.
Right. She'll see that and be like, wow, he's not overreacting. And she'll be more attracted to you because of that.
Man,
Because you're not showing emotion. Because those that aren't in control as a man with their emotions, your enemy can manipulate you because he knows what triggers you.
Because you're acting
and how
like a
to get
woman.
into
You're being controlled by your emotions. You're beta. Thoughts, my new friend. What's your name, bro?
Pitt, bro.
Pitt. Nice to meet you. I'm Nick.
Nice to meet you, brother. Definitely. Hell no, bro. You're doing too much. All you gotta do is just give him fucking flowers. Tell him to make you fucking dinner. That's it, bro. Fuck. Shit. Be a fucking man, bro. Be a fucking man. Never fucking.
I don't know. I don't know where you get this flower stuff from, man. I ain't fucking with that. I just do wild shit, and they're like, they can't keep up with this wild shit. You know what I mean? I pulled. They're like stunts. Women love stunts, and that's a known fact. If you're wilding out and they don't know what the fuck is going on, and you're pulling out magic and rabbits out of hats, they're like, wow, that guy, it's him.
So that's the key word. You have to have
'Cause
magic in there. You can't just be doing stupid stunts. You have to do something like magical.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. It's just like, how do you know these spots? How do you know these people in these cafes? How do you know? And you take them on a journey, and they're like, I ain't never done that shit before.
Can I,
And then you got to go, oh, look,
can I just
got to run.
comment?
Like, I got to go. I got to go. That's
Go
it.
ahead,
Can I,
Jules.
I want to address this. I love the comments, by the way. So I love all you guys' comments. I wanna
Me
address
too.
this. Someone said, this is from the Jasmine.
That's my girl,
Get it.
Jazz. She's on point.
Okay. She said, why not just be open and honest communication from both the male and female solves any need for testing? Because here's the reason why. I'm going to tell you exactly the reason why.
Yeah.
Women cannot help themselves but to test the men. Now, I'm going to go explicit, right? So excuse my friend.
Beta.
Women are looking for the strongest dick. That's what they're looking for. I'm dead serious about that.
Like C3 says, say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah, because that's the thing is that, and again, they're testing you because they want to see who's the strongest man. That's why I say it's messed up because it's this weird game, but that's what they do. You can have communication. So, for example, let's say you hang out with your girlfriend and then you guys want to decide to go somewhere, right? You say, and then you say, we're going to Chipotle to get something to eat. You made a decision. There's no going back and forth. You're firm about your decision. We're going here. We're getting something to eat. She's like, okay, because you're a logical person. You know what I mean? But if you go back and forth, well, are you hungry? I'm not hungry. Well, you want something to eat? You want something? Like, you keep on doing that. It's like two girls arguing.
Bro,
Do you know what I mean?
I say that to guys all the time. You ever notice your chick, if you're like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. And you don't make a decision, over time she grows to resent that kind of shit. She wants a man that takes charge and leads the way, and just she'll go with it.
Exactly. So there can be communication in a relationship. I'm talking about when they're trying to shit test you, if you will.
There's
Again,
no way to have honest communication. The women need to realize that they're shit testers by nature, and they don't even do it on purpose. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I don't resent them for it. I get it. You're trying to figure out who's an alpha, because men front a lot. Men play games. They try to act like they're something they're not. So you guys instinctively shit test them, and therefore we can't have honest communication. Again, when you catch a woman doing this kind of manipulation, I've never had a woman admit, like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. They double down on it. And I'm like, dude, I can't work with that. I could work with if you just admit you were trying to manipulate me, it's funny. But if you double down and try to make me have to be like I'm crazy and gaslight me for it, I can't work with that.
Fuck that. Girls are fucking crazy, bro. You'll never fucking understand fucking women. Fuck.
Wait, hold on a second. I have to disagree with you. They're not that hard. They're not that hard to figure out. They're not that hard to figure out. Let me tell you why.
No, I know the game. I know the strategy. I'm not stupid, but once I put them on the spot, it's like fucking done deal, bro. Fuck all that, bro.
But it depends on the woman, because I took a woman friend of mine years ago out to a spot, like a beach spot, and we just sat and talked. I worked with her. And then she's just like she explains to me, some women really like the dickheads because it plays with all their emotions. Like, they make them mad,
Beauty and
they
the
make
Beast
them
fantasy,
sad,
bro. Jordan Peterson's a psychologist I respect a lot. It's the Beauty and the Beast fantasy. The women many women follow that. They want to find a untamed man that's wild and does what he wants, and he's feared and all that, and they tame him, and he becomes a husband that they can live with. That it's the Beauty and the Beast.
But then
If
you
you
look
think
at
about
other
it,
women.
if you think about it, the beast was actually the beta male. The real alpha was what's that dude's name? The one with the red shirt.
I don't remember, but I like where you're going.
Yeah, he was the real alpha. If you think about it, because the beast went from
What are you talking about?
male to
Who?
the beta male.
The biggest dick is a dickhead. Yep, I'm telling you. I don't know why girls like that shit, bro. But honestly, being a dick is like, you got to be a dick, bro. Trust me, I was the type of person that would go beyond with women. Like, you're talking about like opening doors, doing all the little small little shit, bro, including buying them shit, complimenting them, taking them out to nice dinners, all the shit. Everything happens so good for the first like couple months, but as soon as
Beta.
bro, after that, it's fucking over, bro. That's why I'm just like, fuck this.
Look, I tell young men all the
Bro,
time. I tell young men all the time. I would sooner err on the side of being considered a toxic man, masculine, before a woman considers me a beta, because at least you still might fuck me.
Yep.
I'd sooner be considered toxic than beta. Err to the
I've
toxic
figured
side.
out through my experience, bro, and I'll be real, through my experiences through my life, and now with what the world's going on, if they pick up on your energy and they pick up on your, obviously they do, and if they pick up that you haven't been a part of what's going on in the world right now, you know what we're talking about, then women are focused on one thing from what I've experienced the last few months, and that's Jizzcoin.
The unvaccinated sperm will be the next Bitcoin. Jizzcoin.
I'm telling you, like literally, like I'm gonna plug it as much as I can and sneak it in as much as I can because I'm experiencing that daily, man. Waves of energy off certain people, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck is
What
that?
other investment can you make that's guaranteed to increase in value? The more people that get vaccinated, the more valuable our jizz is.
I will not hook up with nobody. I will kiss nobody whoever got that vaccine, bro. Fuck all
Same,
that.
bro. Nope. That's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker for me.
Hell no, bro. My dick is about to fall off. Fuck that shit, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. Not doing it.
Real quick, I wanted to address something in the comments. It's not like nothing major, but somebody said you're effing with some lame chicks. Something they said. I want to address this. This isn't about messing with women who are insane or this and that. What we're simply saying is that most women, if not all women, they look for a certain type of man. And that type of man is firm. He's not always validating her. He respects her, but he's not validating her. He's not bending the knee. You get what I'm saying? Like he treats her the
But
same way.
he's not constantly in her ear, in her inbox, on her phone,
Look, it's
constantly calling her.
indifference. She's not my life. It's indifference. She's not my life.
Yeah.
I have a purpose and a mission that I'm on. And
Yeah.
she can join and be a great helper in that.
Yeah.
But that's it. She's not my focus. When you make her your world, women sense that and they don't like it. They resent it and you're a bitch.
It's over.
Hey, Jizzcoin too, guys. Jizzcoin is real.
You damn right it is.
So we
Look out for the merchandise.
there was a compliment.
The merchandise is coming. We're gonna have T-shirts and shit, people. It's coming. Be ready. Jizzcoin.
There's a comment by Jane. Shout out to Jane. Jane's in the she's one of the crew.
Jane's my girl.
She commented, "Confidence is sexy. Arrogance is a turnoff." And I want to talk to you about that because I was working in a predominantly gay area for a little while, in a bar, and a gay guy that was working with me, he was really like masculine. You know what I mean? I talked to the guy, and he said to me, "Do you know what?" And he explained it. He went in pretty deep, and this is something I think Jane would like. Is that I said, "What's the difference between arrogance and confidence?" to this gay guy, and he goes, "Well, I personally believe that arrogance is when you hold yourself like you're the best person in the room, but you don't give a fuck about anyone else. But confidence is when you act the same, but it's how you treat people while you're doing it. Like you care about people as you don't just care about you. Whereas arrogance is like fuck everyone else in this room.
Arrogance is too much confidence. It's overconfidence.
Yeah,
Nobody should be that confident.
Like how you
it's
treat
annoying.
people.
I can see why it's a turn off.
People while you're in that element. Whereas arrogance, you're not giving a fuck about anyone.
It's fake. It's
confident.
It's a front. That's why I was saying you have to truly be indifferent and on a purpose and not faking it. It can't be an act or something like that.
Yeah.
They sense that shit, see right through it, and don't like it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, and I know that we kind of already addressed it, but I kind of get more elaboration because I'm seeing women. There are women in the comments who are saying, "Bringing the women in the chat." Why do you think that this is such a challenge to women when they hear a bunch of men talking about women? You know how sometimes you have like girls like the Talk or like the View, they talk about men, they laugh and giggle, but if you get a bunch of us who are talking about women, they say, "Oh, well, you should bring a woman in to hear her perspective." And so, like, what would make a? I'm not saying that don't do it. I'm saying what would make a difference if a woman came in the chat right now and told her side? Do you think that we'll get something different, or we're going to just hear what we already been saying this entire time?
Well, she's just going to basically say that, like, I reckon a woman of today's age will talk about toxic masculinity because that seems to be just blown out of the fucking water.
Look again,
Whereas
Jordan
most
Peterson.
guys that I know that are so fucked in the head is that their nan or their mum tortured and fucked the shit out of them completely.
Look,
like,
it's
fuck
not
their head.
toxic
No one talks about it,
masculinity
eh?
is kind of done away with by the age of
I like
4,
this
and if
language.
it's not, you can't fix it. Yeah, but here's the thing: toxic femininity, women attack by destroying character and stuff like that, and therefore toxic femininity translates great into the online world. And so right now, Jordan Peterson, again, maybe we should focus on some of that because they destroy men and their reputations and all that if they get on their bad side.
And also too, like see, and here's the thing is that I'm not trying to speak for nobody, but when a woman says, "Oh, bring a woman in the chat so that we can get her perspective," it almost sounds like to me that you want to change what we're saying so you can kind of make it seem like we're wrong and you're right. When in reality, I'm sure a lot of us have experience with women. That's why I said earlier, we're not trying to diminish women. We're just telling you our perspective, especially my perspective. I've dated a lot of women in my life, and every single one of them, I mean, and I'm not exaggerating, every single one had the exact same goal. Not personality, but the exact same goal. They all act on the same basis. They want the man who is strong and going to provide because they do think about a family. They want to know that I'm secure enough to have a baby with this man.
So I can be natural and
100%.
nurture the baby and not have to be hard like a man and defend and protect myself.
You're giving all the secrets away, bro.
You're right. Young men, listen up. If I was a young man, I'd be writing notes.
Oh, like I think when Pitt first came in and said flowers and this and that, I think he's been writing notes.
Oh, I used to write notes back in high school. Shit. Like I said, I did the whole 9. So that's why I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna be a dick. That's it. It's my way.
There ain't no flowers, man. The flowers in my backyard, man. Or at the park. There ain't no flowers or on my shirt.
Well, here's the real problem, though, guys. Here's the real problem. Men saying these kind of things and women getting like on their hind legs. You women are gonna, if you don't find a man that you can work with, you're gonna be fucking working your ass off till you're 75 years old and you're gonna die alone.
Say it again. Say it
That's
again.
the bottom line.
Say that again.
You guys wonder like we don't need no man or whatever? That sounds pretty miserable.
Well, here's the problem. See, here's the thing. Over time, it's the culture. It really comes down to the culture. You have the culture, like the Cardi B's of the world, the Megan Thee Stallion, the Lizzo, the Beyonce, the whoever, even that new chick, the assignment chick, whatever her name is. All those women come off like they don't need no man. We don't need nobody because we're independent, we're strong, we're equal.
Yeah, but in the background, behind the scenes, they're getting fist fucked by everyone. So
that's the thing. That's the thing is that there are now when it comes down to sex, right? There are women out there who do like to have sex, but it's all because it's to gain something. So they really don't really need the sex. They just know they can use it in order to get something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what's sad? What you just said is the saddest part of like the 21st century and beyond is that a lot of women are attached to status, not money anymore. It's if that guy's got some sort of status, this is the new age shit, especially younger females. Older females don't give a fuck.
I think it's
The
always
younger
been that way.
females.
I think it's always been that way.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
They want it's hypergamy. They want a man that's equal or higher than them in the social status.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
But that's a great point. Great observation.
What makes more income? What car you drive? Where you live? What city do you live in? What job do you do? How's your credit score? I mean, and what's the?
If anyone came to me with any of that shit, I'd ask them one question. Do you know who Nikola Tesla is? And chances are it's a no, and it's fuck out of here. Like, I'm on that shit, man. If she ain't knowing like anything that I know, like or not even a smidgen or a portion of what I'm learning or experiencing or whatever, she ain't my reflection. She 19 and she got daddy issues. Go over and fuck some other guy, man. Like I ain't fucking.
Now,
I've got a saying. I've got a saying that when we fuck, we're fucking ourselves.
okay, so let me touch on that real quick.
Hard.
If you, so I would disagree with wanting a woman who's a reflection of me because you might as well be jerking yourself off. If you're that in love with yourself, just jerk yourself off. Because I wouldn't want a woman who's a reflection of me because then she'd be just like a dude. That means I'm
Yeah.
attracted to
No,
I want the
you don't
opposite of me. I
understand
want the
what I'm
exact
saying. You
opposite
don't
of me, ladies,
understand.
by the way. I want the exact opposite.
No, but you don't. Yeah, but you don't understand what I'm saying. Reflection meaning my inner world, not the way that I am on the outer. If she knows the stuff and is learning the stuff that I learn, it's a big turn on because that way there's resonance, there's equilibrium, there's fire. There's like, you know, I'm her fire, she's my water, and she knows about all the elements and she knows about magic and she knows about energy and she knows, you know,
So what
that's
I
a
want
turn
is a
on for me.
woman that
I
after I
think if
go out and
someone that
slay
doesn't
dragons,
know,
if I'm slaying dragons for us
if
all day and fighting the world off, I want to come home to a woman that makes my castle as comfortable and nurturing as possible.
yeah,
So that way I
yeah.
can recoup and recharge and get ready for the next day and go out and fight again. If I come home and fuck her every night and she's not like, I'm too tired to lay there for a second and have sex, then I'll be fighting dragons happily all day. Like my dad, he does stuff for my mom that she doesn't even know he's doing half the time. And it's just because he loves her and he doesn't tell her because he doesn't want to bother her or mess up her mind or anything. That's what men do for women who love, like when they love them.
Men don't say, they just do.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
So what
hey,
is
real
it
quick,
like what you're
Mariah,
saying?
Mariah, if you want to join us, you always have an awesome take. Let me know. Just send a request to come in. We'd love to have you. But go on, brother.
With the reflection thing, it's got nothing to do with who I am. It's to do with what I practice and what I know. Not many people like in this day and age, or like a lot of people are waking up to it. But if someone's willing to explore that, or you know, or is open to it, or if she already knows, it's a big turn on. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Okay,
not saying,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I thought you were saying like an actual reflection. See, when you started breaking it down, now I understand.
Everyone's our reflection. Every person walking around is our reflection. If we're seeing something negative in us and we've got it in with us, and we look at someone and we see something negative on them, that's
Right,
outwards
right. But when you want
projection.
to bang abroad,
You
you don't
know?
want to be looking at yourself, right?
Ah, good scored.
Right. Yeah. So
It's the last thing I
yeah,
want
I
to see
mean,
when I'm banging a chick. I turn around and it's me. Oh.
right.
Uh,
That's just. Oh, what's up? Pete? You finna say something, Pit?
oh no, I mean, I was just gonna say, bro, like, you know, I don't know, like, I had no idea that there was actually what about a year ago. I had no idea that there was actually difference in women. So before I got
What?
into this whole thing, I didn't know there was such thing as conservatives or liberals. I had no idea. So where I'm at, I've been dating nothing but liberals, and all these fucking girls do is just talk shit on man. Just fucking say, I don't need a man. I pay my own bills. I'm independent. I don't like just like basically degrading men. So, but they don't want to get
Stay
married. They
the
don't want to have
fuck
a family.
away from me. Those women, stay the fuck
So
away.
he's saying
That's
he
all I've
grew
got to
up in
say.
that, and I did too, and I know what you mean, Pit. It's
And
just it's
I
all
had
around.
no idea,
Wow.
bro, until like I actually knew what I didn't even
That's
know what
whack.
conservative meant at the time. But when I got into this movement, like, dude, like there was a lot of girls. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of girls come after me and stuff like that, throw themselves at me,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Cool. But I didn't know that they wanted to get married, you know, still have a family, do things together, like travel and all this good stuff. And I'm like, damn. So there's actually girls that still want to get married during this time. So for me, like, I'm like, okay, so I'm now I know I'm looking for a conservative. I'm not looking for a fucking liberal. That's one of the first things that I always look for now. But the other thing too is that I mean I changed from my wicked ways, bro. Like I changed around. Like yeah, I can joke around here or whatever, but I don't drink anymore. Um, like
Good.
I basically stopped having sex, bro. Because honestly,
Good.
ever since I got more closer with God and learning through the Bible, especially through Corinthians about marriage and all this stuff, bro, I got bad. So I'm just like, don't get me wrong, there's temptation, bro. There's so much temptation, but I try to hold myself back a lot. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's times where I wish I can call somebody and, you know, give it that easy little access, but I just can't do it. Um, I don't know, because you just have that guilt, because you're doing wrong in God's eyes. So that's why, like, I dedicated my life to God, and that's why I'm just like, I'm gonna live right by Him. As much as like I miss the feeling of sex, but for me, it's just like I'd rather wait until marriage for me.
Good
So
for you, man.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Look, young
really
men,
fucking
young men out
powerful.
there, don't give your seed away willy nilly. It is your life force, and when you give it to a woman, you're giving her your energies. So the only time you should give it to a woman is when you're confident and sure that she's going to give it back to you in other ways in life.
Yep.
Yeah, and
No, but it's also, it's
one,
not just other ways in life. It's about giving the loop. If you can find someone that can tap into the loop,
Yep.
meaning you're giving and she's looping it through her, like her whole body, and then giving it back,
Yeah.
and then you just create that
Well, you
loop.
won't get it at
That
the
is so
time. What I'm
fucking
saying is that
rare.
it'll come back to you in life if she realizes that you're giving that to her, and she is loyal to you. She's
Yep.
committed to you. Otherwise,
well, I
it's
want
not going to come back, and you're going to drain yourself, and it's not worth losing it. Don't give it away willy nilly, man.
to address what Pitt was saying. So, two things. One, when you get closer to God and you make a mistake, the biggest thing you don't want to do not overthink it. Let's say you started praying more, you read the Bible more, right?
Yeah.
You're silent prayer, whatever the case may be. Let's say like 2 nights from now, you go have sex, meet this girl, you have sex with her, right? Don't judge yourself for doing it. 'Cause when you judge yourself, then you're playing God. You're gonna end up doing it again. 'Cause you want to get rid of that guilt you just did by trying to have sex again, and then you're gonna feel double guilt. It's just gonna get worse and
Yep.
worse. In terms from sex to drugs, this to that. Just don't judge yourself for doing it because God knows your heart. And He's gonna slowly take away those things from you the closer you get to Him. So if I make a mistake,
Julius,
if I curse,
great point, dude. That's how I got off drugs finally. I was like, I'm going to stop beating myself up for relapses and stuff like that and just get back on the horse of trying to quit. And soon thereafter, adopting that attitude, I got off them.
yeah, because once you're aware of what you're doing, then you'll start to slowly like stop doing those things. So if you're a drinker, just be aware of like the glass you're holding when you pour the alcohol into the cup. Be aware of all those things, and you realize what you're doing, and it becomes less and less and less. The second thing I want to say is when it comes to the sex thing, the only reason why men fall for this sex so much is because we have this weakened state. I truly believe that when you, I don't want to sound like somebody, but it's just something that I've experienced. I just in life, when you have a resentment towards the females in your family, whether it be your mother, your auntie, your grandma, when you have that resentment towards them, you start to like look to women for that motherly love because you
Yep.
resent your actual mother. So when you resent her, you fall for the lust. You're not in love. You're in lust. So every woman you see, you're just having sex with them with your eyes every single time because the lust is always bigger because of that resentment. You're looking for a woman's love, a mother's love through a woman.
So what? You got to forgive. You got to forgive your mom, right?
Well,
Let go.
but
Let go.
yeah, that too as well. I mean, forgive your mom, forgive your dad for not protecting you,
But forgiving is different to letting go.
Yeah.
right? But
Letting go is completely
But
different.
my point is that another way to overcome that, when you start to treat women the same way you treat men, that's when they'll start to see a change in you. And not that you're changing for them, they'll just see that aura in you because, again, you're that guy who's not validating them. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to somebody, but everywhere you go, you're like, man, she got a fat ass booty. Like, if you're doing that, she already got you. Like, she's not even doing nothing, and she got you.
Wrapped
That's how
around her
easy
fucking
it is.
finger, man. Don't be that
Yeah.
guy. Don't
But
be
that's
that
how
guy.
easy it is for women to control men. They don't gotta do nothing but wear a short skirt, tight pants, bright lipstick. And you're like, damn. Like you're at a grocery store and you're eye effing
But
a
it's up
woman
to
and
the
you should be
guy.
there buying your groceries. You know what I mean? You should be buying your groceries, not making sure she goes down the freezer aisle so you can see how hard her nipples get. You get what I'm saying?
Let me say this, guys.
Yeah,
I have a track
100%.
record that is my friends, my younger brother, everybody's like, how do you bag the hottest girls? I'll tell you what I did from a young age accidentally and fell ass backwards into this. The hot girls with their nose up in the air thinking their shit don't stink, everybody pays attention to them. Everybody drools all over them, would do anything for them. I'm
I
not
don't
going
care.
to for the principle of it. I'm not even going to pay that girl any attention. I'm going to act like she don't exist just because she gets it from everybody else. And guess what? They started noticing me. And they started fucking paying attention to me from that point on. And my friends were like, what are you doing to get these girls? I was like, I'm just acting like they don't exist.
Yeah. Oh, let me.
Because
That's
everybody worships them,
seriously,
man. Everybody worships them.
that's
So who's
alpha shit,
the
man.
one
That's
guy?
alpha code.
The one guy that can't even be bothered to notice I exist. I'm gonna make him notice me. I'm gonna make him want me. And like I said earlier, if you play your cards right, you got yourself a 10.
Yeah,
And then years later, you start Gizcoin.
Yeah, yeah.
let me address this real quick about the porn. I saw people talk about porn. Here's the biggest problem with porn. First of all, when you're watching porn, it's like the screen grabs you, and it really does mess with your mind. But here's the thing about porn. When you're watching porn, it literally makes you look at every single person in a lustful way, male and female. Because what's happening is that it's the psyche when you're watching porn to where it's like an artificial thing. You wish it was you. So as
Yes.
you're touching yourself, you're wishing that it's the woman giving you oral, whatever the case may be, the
Bro, it's
feeling of it.
cucking.
and you're
It's cucking.
remembering
It's
all these things.
digital cucking, dude.
Right. No, exactly. I told somebody this,
Yeah.
and their mind got
Shit.
blown. I told him, I said, when you watch porn, you're a cuck. He said, what do you mean? I said, think about it, right? You're watching it on your phone like you're recording somebody else doing it. He started
Jerking off to it.
dying
Jerking
laughing, bro. He was laughing. I was like, think about it. He's like, that is kind of true because you're holding it like this, and it's like you're watching somebody do it, and then you're beating off to it. That's like what cucks do.
Yeah.
So you gotta realize
cool,
that.
bro.
But then again, it puts you in that you're mesmerized by it. So when you navigate in life, every woman you see, you just think porn immediately, and that's what, to me, that's Satan's world. Satan wants you back in that world as much as possible. You have to overcome that by staying focused on your purpose. Let your purpose be your woman, not the woman be your purpose.
Because you gotta realize, and people don't realize that how fucked that's programmed people, man. That industry alone has literally 9-year-olds are addicted to it.
Well, my girl Yossi has a
9-year-olds.
great question. How does porn affect women, though? You know, it's probably hard for
Well,
us men to speak to that. You guys give me
I
your
don't
thoughts,
know.
but if any women want to chime in, we'd
I
love
have
to
an
hear it.
answer for that one, bro. I have an answer for
Hit
that
us,
one.
brother. Hit us.
Well, it'd make them like fantasize in different ways, and then they can delve into different fantasies of what they're interested in, fetishes, BDSM, different
It gives them an
things.
impression that's not lovemaking. It's just fucking banging a
There's
broad out.
different
Go ahead,
categories,
Ruben.
and then they learn to accept. They learn to accept that that's normal type of behavior, and it's not normal.
Okay,
People are getting
okay.
paid to do that.
Yeah, okay. So
You know?
I would slightly agree with you where how porn can make women addicted is two things. One, when they're younger, like in their young teens, what they're doing is they're getting to know their bodies. So when they come across porn, you're right. It shows them the normalization of what they can do with their bodies. The second thing is that the reason why women are addicted because my theory, and this isn't the answer, this is my theory. My theory is they're watching other women make bank off of porn. Because now what do you have today? OnlyFans. You have women who can just show a bra, just one boob,
But
and make money.
that's new age though. Like that's new age. That's only the last couple of years. Whereas
No,
I'm talking
what
like
I'm saying
when
is
we
that
were kids.
porn leads to that. One door opens another. So women get addicted to porn because they can see how they can use their bodies in order to get what they want.
Which is the opposite of
But when
making
you
love.
look at it-
Which is the total opposite of making love, like you know, it could be intended to be.
They're not making love; they're making bucks.
They're making money off of fucking like animals for camera, you know, rather with strangers rather than making love. It's the exact opposite.
And pornography actually creates nothing but beta males. You know, people who watch pornography, it's like strong buff men. But think about it: you have one woman, right? I had a conversation with a friend a long time ago. I was like, bro, think about it. You got one woman, and you see this porn of like orgies, right? There's all these guys. Imagine all my.
That is sickening, dude. I could never do that. That's
one
sickening.
single woman. That's how much control she has. She can get 5 guys in the room, try to bang her. One woman, it's like a freaking merry-go-round.
That's
you get what I'm
fucking
saying?
sickening, dude. It's sickening.
Puppet strings, man.
Crazy,
it's
bro.
fucked.
Beta males. If you're willing to be naked with another guy to have sex with a woman, that is some gay beta male stuff.
It's beyond beta. If you can get hard around men like that, you still have a hard on and all that, you're fucking gay.
You ain't getting hard for her. You getting hard because you think a woman getting hard.
You're
That's some
gay.
weird stuff, man.
I couldn't get hard in the same room with another dude. Period.
Fuck no, bro. Fuck no.
You're gay. Gay
Fuck
as
no, you're
fuck.
fucking gay as fuck. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. We're not gonna play fucking
So
sports
Pitt,
either, too.
so the question is for Pitt down the bottom. Are you going to stop buying flowers after this comment?
Hey, fuck off.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
Fuck off.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
shit.
Oh,
See, I'm the Aussie shit stirrer, man. I'm doing shit stirring.
Dude, I don't know. Personally, well, I never had a threesome, but I'm just saying, I don't think I could ever do that. I just can't. Like, that's just
two
me.
chicks I don't have a problem with. They're gay. I'm not.
No, I can't do that. That's weird to me. 2 chicks, bro. That's weird to me. It's like, okay, so when I was younger, you know, you see snap.
That's the first time a male's ever said that to me in 31 years. So I want to hear your opinion on that because that.
Go ahead,
It's
Julius.
not
I'll tell you.
normal.
I'll tell you it. Go ahead, Julius.
To me, okay, but when I was younger, you know, all these shows have like 2 women, this and that. I was like, whatever, it is what it is, you know. But then the more I start to see, like, especially in these shows now, I'm like, it's weird to me that it's not normal. It's 2 women who scissor, and it's just not normal. It's weird to see 2 women go at it. I'm like, it's just so abnormal to me. Yeah, it's so abnormal.
No, he's not talking about that. He's talking about him and 2 women, not watching 2 women.
But it's the same thing. It's still weird to me because they're going to act like lesbos while you're trying to do it with them. It's like weird.
So this is it. This is what it is. There's 2 damaged 20-year-olds, and C3's just like, oh, I'm here. Like,
Nah.
I mean, back in my younger days, bro, it was, like, especially during college, especially at USC, bro, like, you're talking about, like, obviously, like, fraternities and all this bullshit, what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously opportunities that I ever do it. Hell no, bro. It's just, I just can't, bro. It's just like, for me, I got to be with somebody or be interested in somebody. For me, I'm just saying, I can't get hard on. If I don't know that person, I'm not going to fucking go up and just like, oh, I'm just going to boom. Like, no, bro. Like, I'm like,
oh no.
Shout out to Stephanie, the cringe factor. You love it. That's why you're watching.
It's so crazy.
Stephanie,
bro,
you go get one of your girlfriends and come over to my place. We'll see if you're still cringy.
Oh shit.
I was in it.
But no, straight up in the college thing, like it'd be different in today's world, like college, university, and all this frat stuff. Because how many people have copped the you know what? How many people have lined up for the you know what? So energetically, like that's a big fuck off no in my world now. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff that we just talked about is like, are we gonna have to ask people? You know how some guys ask for ID to see if it's legit? Are we gonna have to ask for paperwork in the next like 6 months?
Vaccinated or not? Yes, I need to know that. I need to know your vaccination status. That's a paper I need.
It's not even that, bro. But imagine like these girls end up like kissing some dude, and they don't even tell you, and like they might. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, bro, my stuff's pristine. I only fuck the hottest girls. I'm not a quantity guy. I'm a quality guy. I have a lot of friends who are quantity guys. I have no regrets on my list. And yeah, the STDs and stuff nowadays, dude, you need to go for quality, man. Don't fucking just throw your dick around everywhere. There's a good chance you'll get STD or something. These girls are nasty.
The problem. See, this is the problem when people have sex. Women do oral, and then when they break up with that guy, and then go with the next dude, she's kissing you, you're tonguing her. You know, I mean, on the first date, she just got done with this dude. It's all girls. This is why people need to stop having sex and wait until marriage. There's nothing wrong with virginity. When I was 2 years ago, I was in Target, and I saw this young teen. They were like, I think they were a couple. They looked like 18, 19. They had a shirt, and their shirt said, I think it said, make virginity cool or virginity is cool or something like that. And I was like, I like that shirt. That's dope.
Man.
There's not many people who are virgins today. Most people today, I mean, I think people are starting to catch on now, but most are still having sex out of wedlock because they like the feeling of it. And women know what they can get from it. Women are sex dealers and men are sex addicts.
Great point. Well, dude, it's crazy because I've talked to girls from all over the world, got to know them over the past year since starting like this podcast and stuff. And in America, none of them are virgins. You couldn't get a virgin to save your life here. But overseas, there's a lot of them that are virgins, man, and it's actually
Yeah,
really attractive
you're
to
right.
me when they preserve their body
You're
and
right.
it's pristine like that. If I found a virgin and I married her or whatever, I would find that to be like kind of really special. If you ask me.
Yeah.
Like Arabic countries and Nepalese women and like, you know, Muslim and all different types, you know, India, whatever.
Yeah.
But like Western cultures.
It does exist, just not in the United States. Not at all in the United States.
But if you look at the question, can you guys explain why guys who just want physical transactions pretend
Yes.
to want something deeper?
I got
Yeah,
that.
because they're just fucking manipulating
Yeah,
you.
because
They're
women
manipulating
want more always. They will always want more of an emotional connection. They're not sex animals like men usually. So men that do
Oh,
that
girls
are
I
just
think girls are
playing
the
you.
worst nowadays than men.
They're just playing you to get ass.
Well, here's the thing. This goes back to what I was saying before. The reason why guys want physical transaction and pretend to want something deeper, that's the very definition of a nice guy. That is the very definition of a nice guy. They
Beta.
will pretend to want something deeper because they want to get into your pants. The reason why they're like that is because they have a resentment. There is a resentment factor going on. So when they go out to
But
these
it's not
women, it's because they don't get women like that, and they're lusting too much. That's the problem. And those men are weak. They're not. You're not an alpha male because you have sex with 100 women. If anything, you're a beta male because you need to have sex with 100 women. It's like weed, for example.
You're not controlled. You're not controlled.
Yeah, it's like weed. You don't go. Weed doesn't come to you. You go to the weed. You know what I mean? Like you got to go to your buyer and get weed. And so you're always addicted to that. It's the same thing with men. Men are addicted to women because of the feeling. Because she has breasts, she has boobs, she has a vagina, she has a face. She can do things with every hole to make you feel good. Do you know what I mean?
But a lot of those
she
people,
said,
a lot of
she
those
said they could
males
just be
too.
transparent. No, they couldn't and keep getting the ass from you. That's why they manipulate you and act like there's something more than they are. If they could just get the ass and
okay,
be that, they would do that.
Let me address that. I get what she's saying. She said they can be transparent, right? The guys who are firm, who say, let's just do it, that may be an attractive thing to women because he's firm about it. He's blunt, honest. Women do like honesty. They do.
Sure.
But
sure.
here's the thing. Even if she's attracted to him and he's like, you know what, I like you, I'm just trying to fuck. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, wow. Like, it's in a way, she's attracted to that because he's not holding back. He's being himself. The problem is that once you have sex, you have to acknowledge that you're a hoe because you gave up your body like that. You should have.
Oh no!
You gave your body up to a guy just like that. And if he can get you, anybody can get you. No matter how blunt they are, they can get you just as fast. But
And
women will do
I don't
that
want that
because
woman. I don't want a woman acting like that. That's not attractive to me. That's actually really gross.
So there's two for the women in here. Personally, shout out to the women that have been putting up with our shit for the past 45 minutes. Shout out.
More like
Gizcoin.
us putting up with their shit. No, I'm just kidding, ladies. I love it.
and then so what it is what I'll tell the ladies in the room what turns me on and what attracts me in a woman. And it's not many women like vibrating on this.
Marissa.
It's basically a woman that's comfortable in her own skin. Like she can just walk around naked and talk to me and it doesn't bother her. Whereas the ones that are like, oh my God, I got to put covers on and I'm not comfortable, fuck off. You know what I mean? If she can just smoke a blunt and kick back naked and have a conversation, that's queen shit. That's like, there's levels beyond, you know what I mean? Because I'm not giving a fuck and she ain't giving a fuck. And that's really powerful. And the second thing is how she just knows her worth. Yeah, that's it. I don't have to think about it. Knows her fucking worth, man. And knows her own power and her gifts or whatever it is whether she's good at magic or whether she's good at fucking sewing or whether she's good at fucking cooking. I don't give a fuck what it is. As long as she knows her crafts and she fucking owns that shit. Shout out to them.
Yo, shout out to
That's
Mariah. This is great. I love Alpha Man. God bless you all. God bless you, lady. Thank you. We don't get that too often. Men do not get validation very often. Women get it all the time. So when we get it, I appreciate it. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, and see,
Finally, we get some appreciation around here too.
Yeah.
But so the thing is that with women, right?
What turns you on about a woman, though?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
what turns you on about a woman?
About a woman.
Honestly, I can't give you that answer because I don't know until I see it.
Wow. Okay. What about you? What about you, Flower Man?
Damn.
You ain't never. Whenever you come on these lives, it's Flower Boy.
Flower boy now, shit, right? Man,
So what turned you on? Tell me. Let's go. Jane's back in. Shout out to Jane. Shout out to Jane.
Hey, Marissa got a good answer. The boobs. The boobs.
Nah.
I'm more of an ass man.
Okay.
Ladies, I'm more of an ass man. You don't need to get breast implants. Small boobs are just fine. I'm an ass man all day.
Sorry, God, but I don't mean to say this, but hold on. But I'm an ass man. Ass all day. That's just me, though. But
You're the ass man now. You're not Flower Boy anymore. You're ass
I'm
man.
an ass man, bro. I'm sorry. Ass all day, bro.
So what attracts you? What attracts you, man, to an opposite? What attracts you to the opposite sex? What's your
The what?
what attracts you to a female? What's like your like standard? What's your thing that draws you? What are the things that you look for?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just probably more of like, I don't know, just like the sexy confidence, the confidence in a woman. Like she knows exactly what she's doing, and like just confidence. What attracts me? Because for me, is like I wanna know you. Like who are you? Like if you know, like if she knows exactly what she's doing, she has that sexy confidence in herself, bro. I'm all in. So that's
You
one.
want to know what I like? Cooperativeness. Somebody who's complimentary. Somebody who's not trying to compete with me. Somebody who's, when I like come home from being a man, slaying the world all day, she's there to fucking comfort me and nurture me and be, the emotional support. I don't want a woman that's out there like, well, I got a job and I make more than you and fuck your problems. No thanks. I'd rather be single.
Pit's always in.
So what is it that you
Knows
believe?
anyone over 35? I actually got that shit up.
If there's
Hey,
a
bro.
trait, that you have within yourself, what's your biggest trait as a man? I want to start with C3. What's your strongest trait?
Uh,
Like you speak your truth, for example. Do you stand?
strong-headed. When I want something,
Yep.
I go and get it. When I need to do something, I take care of it. I, manipulate the world to work for me. If I had to pick one.
Yep. And what about you? What about you, Flower Boy?
Ass man, bro.
Ass man, bro. Hey,
Ass man.
Nah, bro. I mean, for me, it's if I feel it, bro, I'm going after it, and it's gonna be mine. That's just me. Like I won't take no for an answer. Yeah. That's always been me. So
Yeah.
if you feel it, you go for it, bro.
What about you, Julius?
I couldn't give you an answer, but to give an answer without giving an answer, I'm just myself. Cause I couldn't tell you what my strong trait is, because I'm just myself, and I think being myself, I would be the strong trait, because God put me in this body, for a reason, and I'm just grateful for the fact that I'm even here talking to you guys, So being myself and just doing what God wants me to do, I think that's a strong trait within myself. I don't know if that's the best answer to give you, but that's all I know is that I'm just happy to be God.
That was an alpha answer.
I personally believe that, like, for if I had something, like, I've always spoken my truth and always just been straightforward. That's just how I've always been. That's like how I am. But I believe that as I get older, it's like a mixture between speaking absolute uncut raw truth that people are, oh my God, I can't believe that guy said that, and I don't give a fuck, and standing in my power when I'm operating like that. Like no one can like take my power away from me. You know what I mean? I don't let anyone like penetrate my shit or fuck my shit. I'm unfuckwittable.
Except last night when those gay guys were getting a little handsy.
Just the tip, bro. Just the tip.
I was Flower Boy in that moment, man.
They wanted to deflower
Would
you,
you be
bro. They
interested
wanted to
in
deflower
anyone
your bottle.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I've never dated anyone my age or younger. I've always dated older people. I don't know why.
Here we go.
It just happens, bro.
Cause you're
let's dive into this. Let's dive into this a little bit. What was it about the older women that attracted you compared to the younger that you didn't like?
Let's get into this. I like this topic.
It's more of the maturity level. Like,
tell them for the people in the back.
Were they sugar mamas? Did they financially
I
take
had
care of you?
one sugar mama, bro, and that was
Yeah, yeah, bro.
I didn't even know her age, bro, until I found out towards the end. I was like, oh shit. So I'm gonna say anything about her age, but she was up there, bro. But she didn't look like it. But it's just like, but just previous from that, including when I was like 19, I dated somebody that was 29, and like, excuse me, but whatever. But she had the biggest boobs I've ever seen in my life. But
When you're 19, that can do it for you. That can do it. I get it, man.
bro, and like I don't know why, but like including when I was like 12 years old, I was with a girl that was like 16 years old from high school, bro. Like I don't know. So I've always dated somebody older than me, just more of the maturity level, and you know, like they know what's up. They're not stupid, you know. Like they know what you want. So it's just more the maturity level, you know. It's not
It's
about,
not just they know what you want, it's they know what they want, and then you can, that's what that deters, like that's what separates them from younger women, because a lot of younger women don't know what they want, whereas an older woman's been there, done that, and they're like, oh yeah, this guy's straight up and real and just raw and just keeps it real. I fuck with that. Whereas a younger girl will just be like, oh, I've got all this shit and yeah, man, yeah, and you
Younger
get
girls
caught
have
up
too
in
many
that.
suitors, and they get too much praise and attention from Instagram and everywhere else. Everywhere they turn, they can
Yep,
get some validation. So it's really,
yep.
really, you're fighting an uphill battle if you're trying to go with them.
yeah.
Well, that's the common theme. I mean, that's the common theme since birth. From birth, women are
Mhm.
validated. You're a princess. You're this. You're that. And then the older they get, the makeup comes in, this and that. It's all validation. That I would dare say that that's actually the common theme between older men and older women. When the older woman dates a younger guy, or when the older man dates a younger woman, because they both want to feel young again. That's the only time there's that equality you're talking about. They both want to feel young.
Tell them that
Well,
that's the real like bottom line of it is that they want that youth, that young blood. They want that juice coin.
Yeah.
right
Hey,
now, but on the flip side though, let's say there's a I don't know, 25-year-old female, right? And let's say her boyfriend or husband is 35 years old, a whole decade, right? I wouldn't see a problem with that because women do need a man like that who's a little bit older, more mature to lead them. But when he's like
Mm.
55 and she's 25, it's because he wants that youth back. And the same thing with
Yeah, he lost it. He lost it. He lost it and he's finding it in her because chances are with the world that we're in as males, we're all young males, yeah. But how it's constructed in our world is that the older male in the job in our work, say we're an apprentice or we're a traineeship or we work the hard yards, we've got old dudes screaming at us all day
well, hey,
because they got their fucking energy sucked out for fucking 20 years and they're trying to suck ours out.
let me address.
That's how it
Let me
works.
address this comment. Stephanie said, "We got mortgages, job, and a car. We don't need a man. We enjoy a man." See, hun, I'm saying this with all due respect. That's the exact kind of woman I don't want.
absolutely, I agree. And no, I
Wow.
actually agree with Nick on this because
I
when you say
agree too.
look, when she said, "Oh, we got mortgages, we got a job and a car," when you're single, you're supposed to have it anyways.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
you're
you
not
gotta
special. We
you
all
gotta
do
drive
that.
to work.
We as men have had to do
You
that for
gotta
ourselves our whole
drive to
lives.
work.
Nobody gives us shit. I don't want
The
a woman
fact
that's
that you guys
competitive like
brag
that.
about that and say we got mortgages and jobs in the car. Well, yeah, a person who's single would need to have a house over a roof over their head, clothes in the back, food to eat. That's something you would have to do as a single person. But when you get with someone looking for, marriage, then you should know the role when it comes to that marriage. Man, woman, children. It's just how it
Wait,
is.
shout out to M. As a woman, I must say it's refreshing hearing men being open about this. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Absolutely. Thanks for the support. We appreciate it. We're being
This is
candid,
what
not
Because
just
it's
for men.
we're
Hey,
talking about
We're
real
we're
shit.
doing
when
this
someone
for
said
women as much
mommy
as men.
issues ain't mommy's issues, I actually got influenced by American Pie, bro. That's why. I'm like,
Ah,
I
dude,
got influenced.
Nadia, that scene when she gets naked. How can anybody
I
deny
got
that?
influenced, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know. It's just like you get influenced at that. You see somebody's mom, you're like, oh fuck, you know. So I
You
was
know
that way,
what?
bro.
Look. Stephanie said we don't need your money. Again, that's exactly the attitude I'm trying to stay away from.
And see, listen, but here's the thing.
We haven't talked
We're
about
not talking
money this whole
about care about
time.
money.
This whole
Dude,
time, we have not talked
You're
about money.
competing with me. You're competing with me. That's not what I want.
it's
I want somebody who's cooperating with me.
Look,
See,
here's
see,
Working.
girl, anybody, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you can make the most money in the fucking world. I don't give a fuck how much, but you'll never be fucking happy. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you're gonna die alone. You're gonna have a lot of money, but you're gonna be 75 years old and dying alone.
well, the fact that
But
she
it's
said,
like
You gotta get all that cobweb out too.
if she ain't building her temple within, and if she ain't
Oh my God.
like
Y'all
working on her,
sensitive.
working on her as a
Oh
human.
my God, y'all are too sensitive. We're not looking for somebody to pick at us and fucking make fun of us and shit. I'm just trying to tell you, this is exactly the attitude that I steer from. Go ahead,
well,
Julius.
hold on. I don't care what Stephanie says. She can say whatever she wants. I don't care. But I want to address when she said we don't need your money. She probably having satire, laughing at this, but I want to address it. There are women out there who think like that, who say we don't need your money. The fact that you have to make that into a sentence tells me that that's what you're after is the money. Because as I said earlier, women like men because they have resources. When they can see you're resourceful, they'll stick with you because you can get resources from other things. So they see that, oh, he can take care of him, he can take care of me. I'm gonna make sure I give him a baby.
But instead, she's saying, I got all the money I need and whatnot. Well, do you have a man that's providing for you so you can be a nurturing mother? No. Because of that attitude, that doesn't help.
And let me say this too. The reason why women realize that they need men because they know that they come from an emotive place. Women are naturally emotional. And sometimes that emotion, especially when you have anger, that emotion turns to rage and they get crazy. That's why they flip out when a man cheats on them because it's like, wait, you found some other chick who's hotter than me, than all of this. Here comes the knife. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And so they need the men because men are more logic. Weak men are emotional, but real men are of logic. And we can help calm the women down based on how calm we are in any situation. We don't
That's why they
overreact.
shit test us. That's why they shit test us to see if we always stay calm and we can keep the ship steady through all things. They don't even realize they're doing it, but they don't want you to be emotional and reacting like a woman and flipping out and making shit crazy.
I like making girls go crazy. Fuck that, bro. As soon as they start yapping, I just tell them, done yet? It's fucking over.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to a word you said. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
Seriously.
Like the selective hearing, it's like they're screaming and you hear selective words and you're like, oh yeah, and then and they're like, you only picked up on that? And you're like, yeah, because it was a selective word.
I wasn't listening to you.
They get fucking mad. And you start
You pick up on the three good words that they said and you just
Oh man.
Look, all the women I know, and I love my mother and sister to death, they do better when they have a man that's out there slaying the world and they support him emotionally. I've never seen a woman that can do it like a man can, that can go take the world on. My dad's a perfect example of that. And if I was a woman, if I had a daughter or something, I'd be encouraging her to become a complementary partner that a man like that wants to live his life with. Because if you can land one of those guys, they're going to literally fucking slay the world for you without even mentioning it. And you're going to have all that you want and more than you could ever do yourself.
Oi, shout out to Steph in the comments, Queen of the Light. Steffi, I see ya. Holy shit, you all have social contact constructs to deconstruct to achieve truest perspectives on women. Like, wow, she's laughing, but like.
I don't know what that means. It's too smart for me.
But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, so she's saying you have a lot of societal constructs to deconstruct to achieve truer perspectives of women. First of all, when you call yourself Queen of the Light, see, that's the thing. Women think they're queens without even earning that title. And to me, there should be no title of queen. What makes you a queen? Because you have titties? Because you have a vagina? What makes you?
Great point, Julius. You know, we all know what men are expected to bring to the table for women. We hear it all the time. What do women try to bring to the table for men that makes it a worthwhile exchange? I'm waiting, ladies. Go ahead. Let's see if we get any comments.
Number one rule for me If they don't know how to cook, get the fuck out of here, bro. I need a woman that knows how to cook.
Absolutely,
We
man. I
got we
like
got
that
a
too.
mean sandwich now.
That's a turn on,
but
man. That's a major turn on. If I come home and she's fucking got a meal for me and stuff, again, I'm happy to go out and slay dragons tomorrow for both of us.
yeah, so here's the thing: is that women today, because of society, because of the culture, it's really hard for women to understand their role in life. Matter of fact, I was talking to a friend, a female friend, yesterday, and we was talking about we wish life can be like House on the Prairie, the Little House on the Prairie, where the kids are being raised by their parents, they're out in nature, learn how to hunt, how to have their own foods,
Wow.
all that kind of the old school way. Like take it back to the old school. She said that she does not mind being a stay-at-home mom because what she always wanted to be. A lot of women do have that. Well, some women have that thought of being the nurturer, being the one that stays home. They really do want that, but it's society. I'm telling you, it's the culture. When the culture says I'm a strong, independent woman, that makes every woman think, well, I can be that too. So then when she does get that and calls herself conservative, you get Tommy Lahren.
Great point, man. See that role of being a stay-at-home mother, a homemaker, is now like degraded in society. They make it out to be something like it's not important. I think it's the most important job in the world, and that's why I want to go out and slay dragons for us, so you can stay home and raise my kids because I can't trust anybody else to do it. So I need to be able to trust you to do it. And it's the most important job in the world.
But I don't know, like with saying all of this, like what I feel sorry for, man, is that the women that have to put up with broken. It's like all the men that are like small boy syndrome. You know what I mean? Like they've got to put up with these males that are like broken along their life, and they'll never figure their own shit out, and they're the biggest betas. Low testosterone because they're watching too much stuff on the internet.
A lot of those men
Their
are made by
victimization.
women without men around in the family, single mothers and stuff like that.
Yeah, and mind you, I want to make this very, very clear. This isn't trying to diminish women. We're talking about this because these are issues that many people don't talk about. I know Nick's live says why dream. We had a whole different conversation, but we jumped to this because you don't see men talk about this, when it comes to women. Women can talk about men all day and say, oh, girl, he this, girl, he that. And then it comes down to talking about what he got and this and that. When you hear from a man's perspective, you're actually hearing what the men go through, and we see who the alphas and the betas are. I know it's not like a label thing, but we see who the alphas are and the betas are. To me, the alphas, in my opinion, are the ones who love God. Those are the alphas because they're living the way God wants them to live. They're being firm. To be able to acquire things, to be able to protect. That's what we're on this earth for. The beta male are that of Satan's world where they lust after women. They think that they need material things in order for women to like them. When you have to compensate for something, they can see that from a mile away. But a man, a real man who follows God, she can see. It's like he's a white light. He's so bright. She's like, who is that guy? He just looks handsome. Who is that? With the guy who's the beta male, she's like, she can see like dead in him. Like, I don't want this dude. He's acting way too much. Like he's overacting to try to get my attention. Women can see that. So I respect women a lot. I just don't validate them. There are women that I follow. Real quick, I was gonna say there are women that I follow. Yeah. It's very rare when they post a selfie of themselves. I don't ever like those pictures because it just validates them.
No, I will never on principle like those pictures.
Yeah,
it's weird.
No validation for that. Yeah,
it's really rare. The only time I would like a picture that's like a selfie is if there's context behind it. She's at the beach having a good time. Maybe I'll like that. But if she's just in the mirror with a cell phone, I just pass off those pictures because I pass off liking that because again, it's rare if I do it. But I pass it off because it just validates them. I mean,
great point,
man,
Julius.
just don't do it.
Dude, I want to bring up this comment.
But with
Red
what?
Plaster said.
But with what?
Hang on one second. Ever notice women will shit talk their men, but men don't talk negative on their women for the most part? And that brings up a great point. Have you ever noticed?
Because we've got shit to do. We got shit to do. We don't have time to sit around and bicker and fucking talk shit. We're doing things.
In my experience, I've noticed that Men go into a relationship accepting the woman as is and trying to love them like that. Every woman I know, including my mother and sister, who I love to death, go into relationships looking to somehow change men to their standards.
Save them and save them as well.
Whatever
and
they're
all
doing,
sorts
they're
of
trying
shit.
to change them. They try to fucking force their hand to marry them faster than they want to. All kinds of stuff like that. Men don't do that to women, from what I can tell.
I'm gonna
But with what you're talking about, before, and I kind of like thought about it when I said the thing with sort of broken men and small, broken boy syndrome and all that type of shit. You said, C3, that he didn't have a male father like figure in his life. I was that like from 13 onwards, but I had males all around me my whole life. You know what I mean? I was out with the boys and older people like my whole life. So I kind of like didn't have that. Might not have had it at home, but I was never home anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you had an influence. You
Yep.
got to see what an alpha male looks like from other people, at least.
100%. 100%. I was around them all the time. You know what I mean? Like, but like having a father figure, like not so much. You know what I mean? But having the boys, yeah, fucking oath. I had heaps of older people. I was always around older people, learning everything I know. So
any man or woman who did not have their fathers in their life, I would say this. Don't listen to me, but this is just what I would say. Do not hate them at all. Do not hate them, regardless of what they did in their life, from the most horrific things to
100%.
the most, they were angry and they left. Do not hate them, because once you hate them, that resentment is going to be the same resentment the woman has towards the father, and you're going to end up adapting your mother's identity. You know what I mean? I've seen it, and here's the reason why I talk about this.
Patterns, man. It's patterns.
It's anecdotal, but when I was working for Lyft, I did 4,000 rides. So I talked to 4,000 people. Out of those 4,000 people, a lot of men and women I talked to who didn't have fathers in the home, I saw exactly what their attitude was and how they act towards their kids. There's this black woman. She black. She was in the car, right? And she was talking to her daughter on the phone. I guess her daughter did something. She got in trouble, and she was like, "Why are you always getting in trouble every time? You just like your no good, rotten daddy." And I'm sitting there driving like,
Program.
and I'm thinking to myself, imagine being a daughter who hears that she's saying that she's just like her no good, rotten daddy. Now, she may get hurt by that, but then she may look at her dad whenever he makes a mistake and goes, "My mother was right about you." And now she's carrying that same thing towards her
Pattern.
It's not even her feeling; it's her mother's feeling.
Bro, she's definitely doing that. All the single women like when I grew up, I kind of grew up in like a impoverished neighborhood and stuff. Like it was all single women, and they all act like, "I don't need no man," and they talk shit on the men to their kids, like you just said, all the time.
Yeah, man. That shit's whack.
And the men maybe do their damnedest to try to stick around and stuff, but if a woman's being impossible like that, what are you gonna do? So they have all the power in society now. They can divorce you. They can take your money. They're incentivized to take your money. If you impregnate them, the government's saying this all the time. Just leave his ass, and I'll fucking take care of you financially until your kid's 18 years old. Yeah. Just leave his ass. If he's annoying you, if he's not the fucking prince right now that you thought he was, just leave him, and I'll fucking give you money for 18 years.
Hey, bro.
So with what Julius was saying, man, is that you're explaining that the cycle and stuff of the dad, and then you will get that in that woman because you resent that, and is what you hate as a person, what you hate, you become. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So with resentment, what a Buddhist guy taught me like 6 months ago, old friend of mine, is resentment, if you break it down, is resending. You're resending that feeling to that person. Oh, I fucking hate that guy for what he did. Next day, oh, I can't stand for that person for what he did. You're resending that to you. That's what resentment is. Because you haven't let it go, you're resending it. So just be aware, and it comes down to what you talked about earlier. Awareness.
Look at Pitt.
Be aware that you're resenting
Look at Pitt demonstrating
and
alpha male right now.
What happened?
What is he doing?
I had to do it for
He's lifting those bells.
Tyler.
Tyler's talking shit.
Tyler's always talking shit.
So, we've got a comment. Toxic femininity. Oh, there we go. It came up. Finally, it came up.
Dude, toxic femininity, like Jordan Peterson says, they destroy your character. They talk shit on you. They rally other people to be against you, and
Yep.
that transfers to the internet wonderfully. And by wonderfully, I mean terribly. You know, like it works really well.
Well, this is why this is why in America, especially, they're trying to break down the men. They're trying to make it normal that men can be feminine. That's why you see in like the Harry Styles and who else was that?
Beta.
Russell Westbrook, when he's in that little dress that he was in. Like and even rappers do it too. They're trying to feminize men because they want to break down the home. They're trying to break down the home by any means. Removing the father, making him all soft, and making the women more, manly and things like that. They want
giving a
to.
lap dance to fucking Satan.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think it's really population control because they don't want to see more strong men in the world. And the more people have babies and the more they have kids, they can have lots of sons and raise strong men to lead this country down the line. They don't want that. That's why they have to dehumanize the men. They talk about men. They say men are toxic. The patriarchy, conservatives are bad, Christians are bad. Anybody who's a free thinker is bad. And to
Look,
me,
this sounds a little extreme, but communism's goal is to take over the world. And some of the tenets in the Communist Manifesto: destroy the nuclear family and get rid of the strong men, and easy takeover for society. And tell me that's not happening in America right now.
No, it is.
yeah. Real quick, Tyler said, Joel, you trimmed the beard? Yeah, I did, man. I had to just, I was making so much music. My hair was just growing out, and I was about to take a shower, and I was like, I gotta cut my own hair. So I just had to trim it all down. So, like, don't
You went
Okay,
crazy. You had a
Joel.
crazy moment.
Hey, look out for that new
beard,
single
but
dropping on Tuesday. Release.
we'll talk about that in a second. We'll have this conversation. So I'll get to that.
It's fire, folks.
I really hope some people took some notes down and Pitt wasn't the only one taking notes. You know what I mean? Like,
Ah, shit.
Giving all the tickets away. Bro,
Yeah, right. Dude,
I know a lot of women appreciated it, man. A lot of women shouted out. That was mad love,
Look,
man. That was sick.
This chick I was talking to recently, she went off the rails and got crazy on me, like it often happens. And I was like, you know what my regret is? Being too open with you and telling you too much. Because I was telling her this kind of stuff. I was just being wide open, and she still couldn't like process it right, and so she went off weird with it. And I was like, I should have just like kept some of this shit to myself. That's my biggest regret. Telling you too much stuff, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
When you tell too much, it can be used against you.
It's a shame
So,
though, because I was nothing but
why-
honest, open and honest.
Yeah, of course. But like when the police say you got to be, everything you say or do will be used against you. That's why you don't say anything.
Yeah. Well, excuse my French, but this man once said, sometimes you gotta just shut the fuck up.
Seriously.
So that's
Real
why
shit.
when I tell men, when you go on dates with women, don't talk too much. Just let her do all the talking. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm saying just let her ask all the questions, because when you start to tell too much, mind you, when a woman meets you, she sees you as attractive. She sees you as like a 9 or a 10, right? Because she'll know who you are. So you're like 9, 10 level. The more you start to talk and give away too much, you start to drop that down to like 6 or 5. And she like, now she's
And you're
talking.
clawing your way out. You're clawing your way back up.
Pro tip I came to realize about women. Pro tip: I don't divulge any information about myself unless they ask, and I keep it minimal. I'll ask them what they're doing, what's on their mind and stuff, but I don't really talk about me, because I came to realize they don't really care about that shit.
Because it's all.
They don't want to
all
hear your plight. They don't want to hear the shit you're going through and all that stuff. Like, it gets annoying to them. It's almost like womanly. So I just don't talk to them about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, it's like a mystery. Like, they love a mystery.